No, something is up with this these audio properties here. It keeps playing the music. Let me see. Yeah, that's what happened in a couple of my recordings already. 2 audio settings likely. So I do have input capture and output stream. Those are the two that I use. It could be the video capture device that's picking up my audio. Let me see. All right, great. My bad. I had this up. I was showing somebody something. How you guys doing? You guys blew your account during NFP or what? So yeah, I mean, this is textbook, news event, large drop like that. Toilet paper people get in. Obviously, they get smacked up. We run the low, then take out the high. As you guys see, we were mitigating this area multiple times. That's the area responsible for the break, right? Traded up above. Now we have this previous zone we created with this inside down move. If this inside down move can take this out, then that will give price enough to when it makes its way back here, that would give price enough momentum to then trade higher, because then that would still be along the higher time frame downtrend. Uptrend that we have. Oh, sorry, this time frame's uptrend that we have, but it's still in line overall with the previous uptrend here. You see how we put in this low? We failed to put in a new high right here, and then we came down and put in another low again, took them out here. So it looks like the target is to take these guys out here now. But we'll see it when it gets there. But how you guys doing? What's up? Morning. Yeah, it was. This is textbook. This is definitely textbook. This is a dead giveaway. Anybody could have, saw this and found multiple opportunities on. So I had told someone earlier that we were going to fill the rest of this imbalance here. We're going to fill the rest of it. This whole drop on the way down. Only because when this drop occurred here and we took out this low, right here, a lot of the times what you often see is that if the first imbalance tap breaks structure to the downside, which that's what occurred, you usually, when price makes its way back into the same imbalance, you usually get a retracement and a continuation to fill the rest of that imbalance there. So, I mean, I know people love to just see this and think, oh, bearish imbalance, let's short. And, obviously they end up getting wrapped up by it. But that's just, I don't use imbalances anymore. There's just too much drawdown with them. But they have certain behaviors around them that you could essentially know or have some idea, sort of what's likely going to happen to that imbalance that you're paying attention to. I taught one of them with the free playlist or the free course. I taught one of them about how the first imbalance usually puts in a new high. So that's one characteristic of it, but there are other characteristics involved. That first imbalance puts in a new high. It is all about location. It's all about what occurred with what occurred prior to that imbalance forming. So there's different behaviors around these things that obviously I've done in my back test and forward test and stuff like that. That kind of gives me direction, But this is textbook, news style order flow. Whether you had a pump or whether you had a dump, you could always expect these toilet paper people to get smoked. You could always expect toilet paper people to get smoked. The ones who are early in that short, you always expect them to get slapped, and then we, actually move our way to the downside. So since that didn't happen on the upside in price action, that's something that occurred on the bottom. So wherever price goes throughout that news event, you're going to see that, these are the behaviors that are likely to happen just directly after the event. Sorry if y'all hearing a lot of clicking. I apologize. Change your background to white. Okay. Anything else? You like a drink with that? How you like your coffee? 2 sugars? I'll get it. No clicks on my end. Okay, cool. Cool. So you guys see this is still, making its way up. Let me just right there. Just put that there. Yeah, I don't know why people, are primed for as soon as an imbalance appears, it's like, oh my gosh, we got to short it, I'm just like, oh man, I don't think that's the way the author created that, but that's okay. Oh, I'm just remembering this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just opening up the I'm just opening up the charts to actually look at this. I've been trying to change up my setup, put the PC on the desk, put the monitors on top of each other, set up the whole thing here. And I completely forgot that I sent this to the group last night. This was off of the 1 hour and 44 minute chart. So I had us trading up to here. There was a little zone that was inside of here. I had us trading away and then going up to hit this right here. And then seeing us trade below this area here. I sent it to them last night, and I'm just realizing that was on my chart. I even gave them, some of the stuff that would, occur below, where we would essentially get that move from, that picked us up. So that's nice that this played out. So yeah, this is essentially, what I'm seeing. As you guys have seen with this, bullish order flow is clearly at play here. I don't care about none of this up here. I don't care about any of that up there. We already had mentioned from the daily time frame. You guys remember when I said leave this off? You see this right here? Adjust for contract changes. Leave that off. You see what I'm saying? So the reason why has a lot to do with this. Look at the orientation of this. Let me turn it on. Let me turn it on now. You guys see that? So look, we got a body closure below right here with it on, right? With it off, we have a failure to close below. That was my dead giveaway for why I was expecting some upside. But had I been down here, or not even had I was down here. The last stream that I did, not the last stream, the stream before that. No, actually, I think it was the last stream. I didn't have this here to the left side. I had this. So I saw the run of this, and I told them the last stream, I said, listen, when we take out these lows, you'll see a move back into the previous range. And what would happen is we take out this high on the inside, right in here. That's exactly what occurred, but with an entirely different narrative than having this on, having the contract change on. You see this? This is very, very significant in terms of decision making. Very significant. There ain't no way. Ain't no way. This is very important in terms of decision making to even see this, to notice this, to have a reason why I'm looking for price to, trade up. Because of this narrative here that was given to me within this zone here. So that's a huge thing. And I see people on Twitter, talking about what they use versus what they don't use. And you're wondering why you have these higher time frame narratives that you create that you absolutely get clapped by, because this is showing one thing and then this is showing another. So for me, you guys, I would tell you guys to keep that off. If you're trading my system, if you're trading the way that I trade, if you're trading with the narrative that I trade with, if you're trading with the logic that I use as to why I anticipate this or why I anticipate that, you guys got to have that off. I'm realizing now that a lot of people don't trade, because for anybody advocating for, well, let me not even say that, because people's systems may not carry this logic here that, I essentially had. So maybe, this here gave them a different kind of narrative. I don't know. They might have, traded it because of the imbalance or whatever it is. I don't know. But if you're going to trade my system, if you're going to trade the things that I trade, if you're going to trade with the logic that I have when I'm approaching the market, that thing got to be off. That blew my mind. And I noticed it before on the top side, on the weekly back here for NQ. I noticed this before, but I thought that because it was something that was on the other side of structure back in the other year, it wouldn't really matter. But look at this right here. So you see this high right here? You see where it ends up going? And this is with it on. Quickly took out this high, these two highs, tapped up into the zone within here, and then traded back below like that. Oh, hold on, let me see. One. Oh, that's two. Okay, yeah. But then look at this. When it's off, we took out these highs during this time, and I saw a lot of people getting ready to go short. And what? Traded up above, right? Took out that high on the inside, tapped up into our zone, right? Right? We just see exactly what this hit, and then we'll get back to the charts. Okay, and that would be the 70 from there. Okay, all right. Yeah, but for me, I would tell you guys to turn that off. It's absolutely wild, insanely wild that that huge difference could change in terms of decision making. So obviously, our same narrative here, on this side, as well as here, we know that this all comes from that lower time frame. That's that one daily high there. That's another daily high there. Daily low there. That's another daily low there. But as you guys could see, on both fronts, back in when we were here in August, back when we were here in end of September, now just the other day, and now NFP, this entire area here for the last, month or two, we've been failing to trade below it. You see that? We've been failing to trade below it. First of all, we're mitigating this area multiple times too. Let me just put that up here. Mitigating that area multiple times too. As you see, 1, 2, 3, and this is the fourth one here that hit there. So, that's obviously one thing as a reason to why we expect price to bounce multiple times around here. I mean, if you guys know the material, then you understand what I'm saying. Guys who don't know it, catch up. But let me go back to M1. Look at that. Took out that high on the inside there. That's what I was anticipating. A run of that first, and then a little pullback before taking this one here. Before taking that one there. So, let me see, did we even mitigate this as much as we should have? No, we didn't. So, this is what, people generally want to be careful of. We have this high and we have this high on the inside, right? But if you look here, we tapped into none of it. Whatever this zone is above, it looks like we just hit the bottom of it. So we could definitely see a run of this high, tap up into here to trade down and back down into, this area here. But it may not be by much though. We may just trade back up into here and then go and take the high and then go and run that low to, do something like that. It could very well look like that. So ultimately, this is M1, right? All right, yeah, that's good. Is it equal low? Equal high, sorry. Should more than likely just run the low of this. I know, what time is it? 10:43. I'm trying to see. We usually get ready to accumulate somewhere around this time frame, so I'm trying to just remember what it's gonna look like. We'll see. All right, let me get to this chat. I just wanted to be able to, spell that out to you all before I start clamoring. Y'all got that top-down analysis already. Y'all got the same reason as to why I'm expecting bullish momentum, why you guys would be expecting bullish momentum. One thing that I do pride myself in, and I do love the fact that my students all take the same entries. That's one thing that I certainly do appreciate 1,000%. They dang, the CPU usage on this is 0.2, 0.2. That's crazy. But I do love that they're in the same trades at times. If we're learning the same system, we should be able to see the same thing. And those who are very well versed in those who are very well versed in the concepts that I teach, especially from last year into now, they're a little more refined, and they could take trades from any end, that there, that there, that there, here, up there, going down there, going up there. They can do all of that based on the seconds time frame, as well as these 1 minute time frames too. This is nothing. But you know, I do love the fact that the system that we trade puts most of us on the right path. It puts most of us, or it keeps most of us on the right side of the market. So that's one thing that I do appreciate. Yes, you can take a counter trade to someone else who trades the same system, absolutely. But the system gives us the overall narrative, and we do not change our narrative until the bias is changed in what? The charts. It's going to show up. It's going to show up, especially when you're using higher time frame to lower time frame context. It's going to show up. So you could sit here on M1 all day if you know what your higher time frame is reaching into, if you know what kind of order flow is going to happen to make its way there. I hear people talk about the market maker sell model and the market maker buy model, but what a lot of people don't understand is that there are a lot more models than that. There are a lot more models than just the market maker buy and market maker sell. You gotta wait on it to occur. But there's a bunch of other stuff within that you know, like you'd be able to trade these markets with ease. You'd be able to take up a position just based on looking at what's occurring and be a part of that. You don't necessarily need to like wait for the stars and the moon to align until, you know, you take a trade. I get it. That's what some people's level of experience, you know, offers, or some people's systems offer. But this system offers you everything. Everything. The system offers you everything. Would you prefer that, sir? Sir? Would you prefer that? Your screen is too dark. I cannot hear what you're saying. Y'all hear that? Your screen is too dark. I can't hear you. So Dave, I've been following your methods and I read price perfectly today. I mapped out all the reversal areas and they were all dead on. I'm still dealing with fear. I got a lot of scars that I am really trying to heal, but I am certain with the confidence I'm getting from your teachers, I will overcome it. Hey, listen. So I know for a fact that a lot of us entered into a place where we lost our confidence in trading simply because we got into a move with too much confidence that it was going the way we thought it was going, and we used too much size. So we got burnt on it. And guess what happens after you get burned? You spiral. You start to spiral and take up entries on the other side of the market that price is not even, you know, entertaining. Price is not even looking to you know, trade with it. So you know, with that and trusting yourself, you don't need to learn to trust yourself. You need to learn to trust your system, not yourself. You are inconsistent. That's humans. That's what we are. That's who we are. We are inconsistent as people. We try to be as systematic and routine oriented as possible, and even within our routine we still make certain mistakes. Ask me how I know. Don't you guys drive your car every day or leave the house every day with a certain amount of items that you know you need for the travel? You do this every day, yet somehow somewhere down the line, somewhere throughout the month, you forget something when you go outside, right? You forget something when you go outside. And that's something that we do every single day. That's how we move. That's how we go. And for anybody that's biking, walking, whatever it is, that is how, you know, that's how our routine is. So if we are able to break a routine, we are able to break a routine that we literally do every day for the past how many months, for the past how many years for some people, then that means that you cannot rely on yourself. You show that you're, you know, you're not infallible. So when it comes to a system now, with this system that you're actually learning, with this system that you're actually trading, I literally tell people, no zone, no trade. And that's for a reason. No zone, no trade. Can you show which trades you would have taken so far, please? I want to see if we have the same entries. We probably don't have the same entries because the way I trade, the way I actually take entries is a lot different than what I teach in the course. It's not that different. It's not that different. Let me not even say that. But these are seconds based entries. So let me just humor you for a minute. Let's say I was taking this zone to trade from. This is the higher time frame zone. Obviously, that's why I'm marking it out. When price gets to, it's 50%. Don't I always talk to y'all about that? Yes, I do. Even if you went and took this, let's just say we took this then instead. No 50%. Okay, we had the 30%. Whatever. Same thing, right? No zone, no trade. That's what we said, right? So if I was to go down to the 5 second within this area and it got to my level, what do you see? That, sorry, not that. I don't know what do you see as an entry for me to take on the 5 second chart? Anything, something might be I don't know, it could be something, you know, who knows, you know, yeah. They gotta be talking about the candlestick something or the other at times, and they talk about the S&D responsible. We don't know too much about that because we didn't watch video 2 yet, but we know that we know that if we follow the rules, if we follow the system, then, you know, obviously it'll yield us some amazing results. But the start of it is the zone. And for some of you, you should pay attention to what's in the playlist. That's the 50%. You wouldn't have known how to trade this here if you were only trading the 50% and only paying attention to the 50%. But the more that you see this leave your 50%, you'll start focusing on what happens when it gets there and how to know when it's this area we're using versus this area we're using or this area we're using. That all comes in context with what your zones are that you're choosing, right? What your zones are that you're choosing. When I first got introduced to smart money traders, all you would see on their profiles, I'm talking about like the Instagram guys, all you would see on their profiles was something like this. All you would see on their profiles was this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I get that? Wow. Whoa, if I could just put 100 lots right there. Oh my gosh, I'd be able to. That's what I was thinking in my mind. I'm sure that's what some of y'all was thinking too. But then when reality kicked in, When reality kicked in, and they were like, oh, well, you need to know what price is doing, and you need to choose the lowest candle at the bottom. The lowest candle there. That's the move that sent price up. So we have to make it back to that. And if we get no tap in the 50%, let me just put this at the 50 for y'all. If we get no tap in the 50%, I don't know why that is white there. Oh, that's because they usually have a dark background, right? Get that 50%. It's going to be perfect, and we're going to be able to just target those highs all the way up there. So all you got to do is have patience and wait for the move, because the move is going to come, and then bump. And guess what? I was always getting left. Always getting left. Always. I'm like, so why didn't it come there? I would like to speak to the manager. Why didn't it? That was me. Really wanted to know this stuff. Oh yeah, choose the last up candle, before price, and it would go there and stop and just turn around the other way. Days I'm waiting for that. What? Food was running out. Who was staying for that? Not me. I ain't have that type of time. Man, so I was searching the charts. Like, okay, price is fractal. Let's go down to the lower time frames. And the rest was history. But it was literally because I waited for it and saw it not occur. It didn't happen. And I kept wondering, why does it happen sometimes and other times it doesn't? What is the solution here? Everybody's saying, well, that's the nature of the game. The market is random. We don't know how to predict. Then I found out that smart money should not be saying the market is random, because the creator of smart money teaches, what the market does. So it was just a lot of conflicting information that was everywhere, And I was like, no, I got to learn this for myself, because everybody is saying something, but nobody is showing anything. Like, we just all going to see these back-tested videos of, yeah, here was the way the entry was, and here's what we had. And the following day after they dropped that video, some days you got to wait on your hands. Wait on my hands. Yeah, with my poor circulation already within my hands. Wait on my hands. Okay, sure. So I just started to search the charts myself. And this is, sort of what I derived from it, And now I just pretty much teach people the perspective that I have in the way that the market actually moves. And when you fully understand it, you fully grasp it, you start to understand that the market is just human behavior. That's it. We are watching humans on candlesticks get lit up. That's it. That's all we're seeing. When they think we going up, they go down. When we think we going down, they go up. When they think we going sideways, they trim. When they think we going to trim, we go sideways. It's literally it's literally human behavior. You will see those things like show up in these different areas, and you see what people are doing. And that's why I look through a lot of the streamers' videos and stuff like that. I'll look at whatever it is they're making sense of, however, whatever the narrative is, however it is that they're teaching. You just start to see that people are making decisions based on what they think is going to happen versus how long they've spent back testing and forward testing to know, or even, let's not use know, because sometimes you could end up on the wrong side of the market, but it's highly likely that you stay on the right side of the market when you watch the stuff that's in the playlist. Because the stuff that's in the playlist, that is literally teaching you guys how the entire market moves. I'm not even saying that I created, I didn't create no algorithm. I had, listen, if you saw me 2 years ago I wouldn't even know where the candlestick was. I would be so overwhelmed by looking at the right side of this chart and trying to figure out what all of those numbers are. Oh my gosh, that looks crazy. What are these numbers? What's happening here? That was me 2 years ago. I'm looking at the date now. It's October 6th, 2023. 2 years ago. You go back 2 years. I didn't know a thing about a thing about a thing. But then I sat down and allowed the market to teach me. You know? So that's sort of what I learned. And what I've realized is that a lot of you guys get wrapped up based on just something so simple, yo. So simple. Why do we get wrapped up? Did you learn it all from ACT? No. I do hear about his concepts from his other students. I listen to his logic around, what he's thinking, but I use my own system. Even when he's live, I'll pause the chart or pause the video and then look at whatever it is that I'm seeing in that area and then listen to the rest of, his analysis and what he was seeing, or what he's anticipating. I do that with every trader, not just him, So, no, I didn't learn from him, but if you're planning on picking up any material in terms of his concepts, I would definitely tell you to learn it from him. He is the only one that knows the way that it works to the T. He created the concepts. He taught them to people. People still have their own perspectives of the market, even if they're working within his framework. But at the end of the day, no one's going to fully understand his framework from somebody else. It's like the telephone game. What happens is the first person that takes the call, by the time it gets all the way down to the other end, the information is distorted. It's, there's a bunch of stuff in there that wasn't even given at the beginning of it. So that's how it can be sometimes. True. A lot of different teachings out there. Yes, exactly. How did you come up with your system? Wyckoff. So, if you guys watch the playlist, you guys will hear me talk about Wyckoff. I was learning maybe for like 1-2 weeks or so. I was learning Wyckoff from MentFX. He is a Wyckofian, he uses Wyckoff. I don't know if he toned down on it now, but he's always, at least when I saw his some of his work, he was always marking out everything within accumulation or reaccumulation or distribution or redistribution, all of that other stuff. So when I started to learn the explanation of it, then I realized that if I can track it, if I could follow it, if I could annotate it, like, whatever is occurring, let's say there was like little things occurring here, if I could annotate that, then that's something that I can trade. So why wouldn't I just learn to trade all of this when it appears? So I would start to see Wyckoff a lot, and then sometimes I would not see it. I would think it was accumulation, but turns out it was distribution. I would think it was distribution. Turns out it's accumulation. Even with Elliott Wave, all of those different things that are sort of subjective, I saw a lot of that. I, sort of digested what was needed from it, but, outside of that, I walked away from that too, because when MentFX said his win rate was 30%, that's when, I was like, okay, well, I'm not in the place where I could, only win 30% of the time. So yeah, I'm not gonna, not gonna even go in depth with any of the other stuff that's there, because I'm not looking for a 30% win rate. You know how much stress that would have been, having a 30% win rate and every trade needing to count to get out of my situation? That was insane. So I don't use Wyckoff anymore. I know a lot of people use it, and a lot of people, respect those concepts, and they believe that they see the market in that way. I personally believe that Wyckoff had one view of it. and Elliott Wave had another view of it, and my man Gan, who's related to Dan, had another view of it. Dan, if you out there, shout out to you. You know, all the different people who came out with their own concepts that we know of today, they have a different view of it, but they don't have the whole thing in its totality. Why would I say that? Why would I say that they don't have the whole thing in its totality? Because if they did, then they would simply teach all of it. It would never be able to come out. It would never be able to come out in one sitting because of how much it moves, how different it looks. Somebody shared a message with me this morning, and I read it, but let me read it to y'all. He got a little vulgarity in there, but that's okay. At least his name is filthy in his name, so I should know that. But I'm not going to say his name, but he said, "Hey, Dave, just wanted to tell you yesterday was the mind-blowing melt day for me, brother. Video 2, mind you, he's in the mentorship raving about video 2 in the course that you guys have access to, right? So he said, video 2, video effing 2. When you were going over examples of that same low, high into a new low, into a new high, retrace back into a new low of that previous candle pattern. Wow, man, I see it everywhere." He said, "I get it. I mean, seriously, I see it. How it shapes everywhere. How even if you just trade the 1 minute, the shape will not always be a perfect 5 or 6 candle. Sometimes it's a 30-minute move on the 1 minute. And that's usually when you get that dip down into that huge push up. Look, they call it a liquidity grab. They call it a V-shaped recovery, you know, all these different things. But nonetheless, he's essentially saying that if you don't get that, it's because it's a part of a higher time frame move. Very true, my man. Love that you got that from that video. So look, he says, it creates the same effing pattern. Once you see it, once you see it, you cannot unsee it. It's all I looked for in real time. I get it now, brother. That's why watching the tape and candle formation is so key. Not just the end of the candle, it's watching where things form to and from. Crazy, man. That is somebody who got it. That's somebody who spent time taking notes, going over the videos, making sure that they knew what they knew before moving on to the next thing. This is somebody in the mentorship raving about a video outside of the mentorship that y'all got access to. Everybody here got access to. Everybody here got access to that video. Sir, can you teach it in 5 minutes? Send a TikTok video of it. That's the new way of marketing and branding. Make a TikTok video. Make a short video, sir. We will learn so much more, sir. Yeah, you'll learn more ways of how to lose your money. Sure. Here you go. You want to trade? Let me stop on this tangent I'm on. So obviously we mentioned that this is still bullish order flow, right? We talked about how we would take this high, we would pull back, right? Ran this low. We said that we would anticipate a pullback before coming to take this high out right here. But then we also talked about the narrative below that let us know why we could anticipate this and potentially this too. That was all in this video, right? And if you don't know the coursework, you're not going to understand. So, you know, the coursework is definitely a better video for you guys to watch. So, but that's nice. That's beautiful. You know, again, we're not picking up shorts because this was taken out and now we're holding to go back down to draw the data low, draw the whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I don't know what you guys call it, but, you know, it's not that we often look for. There's a way in which price moves or delivers itself to a higher time frame, as you guys call it, liquidity, or draw on liquidity, or whatever other term you guys might use in your different disciplines. But when that occurs, there's something you have to see on the other side of it to believe, or not even to believe, but to also take up that other side of the market and now engage in that side. Now when the market's stretching down the other way, this is what you wait to look for, and then here's how you get involved. That's all taught in the playlist. Anybody too lazy to watch it, I'm just gonna let you know now that in the harder times, when life does get hard, when life does squeeze you, because life squeezes everybody. Life squeezes I don't care who you are. I don't care how pampered your life was growing up. I don't care how horrible your life was growing up. Life squeezes everybody. Everyone ends up being squeezed. In those moments when you're being squeezed, it's going to be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to be able to retain this, because it's going to be far too much that you are learning in such a short time, with a huge need that your understanding can't bring you to as of yet. So that's why people say not to trade for money, which I don't believe that. I believe that you can trade for whatever it is you want to trade for. It just matters about the discipline, and it matters about using the right information. That's it, nothing else. Using the right information. Some of you guys are disciplined here, but you're just not disciplined enough to get rid of what's not working and apply something that is. You guys need to learn process of elimination when you're back testing. You need to know what setups are low probability versus what setups are high probability. You need to search, and the markets are going to show it every day, all day. Every day, all day, the market is going to show it. You need to know what's high probability versus what's low probability. And you're going to learn that, not in this one live stream. You're going to learn that in the course that's on YouTube. So, I don't know who sent me into that tangent, but can share your profitable trade log for transparency. Would you need? How much money does that get you, Mark? I'm gonna call you by your last name. How much money does that get you if you see what's in my account? Just want to give you some time to be able to answer that. How much money do you make off of seeing somebody else's money? Because y'all see Elon Musk money all the time. Y'all see y'all see Jeff Bezos money. Y'all see Mayweather. He put it out on the table. Y'all see that man money on the table. So, it is not necessarily necessary to be money, but more to consistency. Okay. So let us see. So I am seeing this low as a possible target. I know we're in this area here. We just got a little shift on candlesticks that bought back up and failed to take the high up here. So we dropped down below. And it ended up taking out. Well, there you go. You see that low there. But obviously, it's 11:14 now. Remember how I said we end up ranging? We especially going into lunch hour or through lunch hour, we end up in a range. A range is already set. So the range that we have obviously is between this low and the new high that's put in here. So they have all of this to work within. So that means that if they trade in here, trade back in here, trade down into here, trade back up to there, snap this low, go back up, take out this high above here, come back down, run that low there, trade back into this area, back into the previous zone that would be left behind right here, and then potentially drop back down into here to in turn take price further up there and then run these guys out. If they intend to do that, then it happens this way. It oftentimes occurs just like this. They don't leave anybody in the market. They don't leave anybody in the market cycle. That's why sometimes you see the rounding occur as we're trading down, and we go back up and stab through that rounding. Then we have this huge dump down below like that. Then you see us trade back in there, drop back down, and you know, we start to get the narrative based on where we are in structure or whatever. So that's something that can very well occur, but usually I wait for us to establish that range, and then you know, we'll begin doing bar by bar there. So let's see what they give us here. Yeah. You made a monster out of me. Yeah, you welcome, Money Lisa. You welcome. Sorry, let me just look through some of these comments. I do apologize. I've just been teach heavy today. TikTok that still involves a video. I want a single picture showing me. Somebody wrote to Stoic and asked him to put all my concepts in a picture for them. Like, how lazy must you be? You got the videos right on your phone, and you telling some, yo, bro, can you explain this to me? Because what's up with that? Can you explain this to me? Because something I don't seem to. Hey, when you do that to people, when you do that with people, when you give them and give them and give them, and there's no work that comes out of it, y'all see what some of the societies we end up with are like, with things like that. You got to encourage people to work for what it is that they're doing, and they'll be a lot more diligent in it, or they'll end up just pulling you down. So you want to be careful of people using your notes, you know, because of their laziness. You know, usually lazy people carry the most jealousy towards others. So that's just something to look out for. Video to his swing points. No. There's a whole playlist there. It's in chronological order. Futures is confusing. I hit buy at a FVG on NinjaTrader. I'm negative 1400. I close. I'm in profit 250. No, so that's not futures. I think NinjaTrader's having some issues. They were having issues yesterday as well. So it could very well be that. Unless you were super leveraged, you picked up 10 contracts and then try to quickly close, and it end up pushing up your way and close you into profit, unless it's that. Bruno, what's up? You switched from Forex to futures, huh? I've been looking at... So, It's not necessarily the switch. It's just really with the spread issue. I still do have a CFD brokerage account. I still do trade a CFD brokerage account, but I also trade futures as well. I would rather trade the indices on this, and I would still trade Forex on CFDs. So it's just whichever one that you're more comfortable with. But at some point, you could begin to diversify. You could set up a weekly contract on like $100 for SPY or something like that. You set it, or $200. I don't know what the price fluctuations really are, but you could set that for a week or for a monthly trade or something like that. And now you have that one that's out of your mind, but still heading in the direction of the higher time frame price action. So there's a ton of stuff you can do that you don't necessarily need to trade one platform, but when you're learning, you need to learn on one platform. Certainly do believe that. You need to learn on one platform. You need to learn with no interruptions other than being able to buy and close. That's it. Nothing else. If you have a platform that could help you to do that, none of the environments that you trade in, I can go and trade binary options from Derived. This same stuff works on that. I can trade synthetic things. It works on that. It doesn't have to be binary. It could be whatever it is. I can trade anything. But the whole point is starting with knowing how price moves. Once you get to that, then you begin to of course be able to trade whatever it is you want, any way you want. Like you can trade one account aggressively, another account conservatively. You could go into options, whatever it is. There's anything. There's no limit to what you can do, because every single asset class all moves the same. Every single asset class all moves the same. So when I see some people say, "Oh, I hate GU, I hate gold, I hate this. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to deal with that. I hate this. I hate." It's all still humans buying and selling on them candlesticks. That's it. It is still humans buying and selling on those candlesticks. So, everything moves the same way. Once you fully understand how price moves, you'll see it on everything. It doesn't matter what it is you're trading. Everything moves the same way. It's just a matter of being able to learn. So how does price move? I can teach on any asset class. I can go over to, the euro if somebody wanted me to. I can go over to GU. I could teach on GJ. All them structures definitely look a little similar. I could, go to gold if we wanted to. There's a ton of stuff that we can trade with the same idea of things. Ooh, US 30 was a dead giveaway. Jeez. Dead giveaway. Yeah, it's definitely looking for that high. Potentially 492, but we'll see. But they move at a different pace. They move at different pace. I suppose, let's take, I don't know, let's say 1020. Let's say this huge pop out of here from 1020. Damn, that's 50. Goodness. Yo, I'm saying goodness because I usually look at the candlesticks. I don't even look at what price is at, you know, uh 70, 40, whatever. Like I don't even pay attention to that. I just look at candlesticks. The price moves the way it moves. I will always advocate for the fact that um price is greater than time. Price is greater than time. I prioritize price more than time. I know you guys prioritize time more than price. That's okay. You know, I don't care. We have different styles of trading, but definitely prioritize price more than time. That's why I don't pay attention to the numbers at the side. I don't really pay attention to what time, you know, where if I could move these things up the chart, I would. But you know, I don't really follow or subscribe to any of that. So I mean, this is not bad for that same 1020 move, 1021 move on NQ. That's 68 pips on gold, right? Damn. Yo, I did not know there was this much. I did not know there was this much. The candles is this big. 18 points in this one candle. Y'all better be safe out there. So remember we talked about that little order flow. I don't know. I didn't tell y'all that's order flow, but that is order flow. That's what I drew out. So, if you guys go back into the video and look at that, maybe screenshot that, whatever it is, it'll kind of give you an idea of why this is happening. This is exactly what I had drawn out, and you guys just see that happen more likely than not. Oftentimes, even around these time frames, you know, 11:30 into like, you know, 1:30. Yeah, 11:30 into 1:30, nearing 2. So when people are like ultra short and want to see price go down and they stop, get hit right there, or they're you know, ultra long and they want to see price just continue to trade higher and then their stop gets hit on the way down, that's because they have no idea where they are in order flow. They have no idea where they are in the move that they're actually looking for. There's probably a lot of people looking for the draw on here. This is buy side, or yeah, that's it. This is buy side. So there's a lot of people looking for that draw. But a lot of the times what you have is people trying to get in somewhere and force the draw. A lot of the times that's it. Oh, we drew out the data high, or whatever. Is this the data high? Well, I guess that's here. We drew out the data high right here. So now we have to potentially target some low down here. You know, like there's all these different theories or frameworks around why they're choosing to get involved. But you often see that those who force that, they get wrecked. Those who force price going into anything, they usually get clapped up. So here's that 50% tap here. I mean, the 30% tap here. We have the 70% of this larger move. As we mentioned, we would reject down. You see these drawings here? We reject down with the possibility of trading back up above this high, tapping up into here, and then trading back below the lows that we put in down here. So it's all there if I could leave the drawings on the chart, but you know y'all don't like when I put the drawings on the chart, so we just gonna pay attention to what we're doing here. Dave, could you explain how you get the green zone above on the hour and 44 minute? It's a wick. My wife prioritizes money over price and time. Tristan, baby, what's up? Yo, we got Tristan in the building. What's up, baby? Man, I'm telling y'all, that's one of the most intelligent dudes I know. One of the most intelligent guys. What's up, man? How you doing? Listen, when I'm on Twitter, I'm just really like, saying the things I see in the chart and what my approach is, Like I don't generally like mean to be a contrarian to anybody. Like even with Kimmel, he had a message he put out there about the 1 minute and his personal beliefs and stuff, about the 1 minute. But I'm not, trying to be Captain Contrarian and just push back on other people's things. That's their perspective. I completely understand that, but it's not something. Maybe it's true for them, but it's not something that can be heralded as a fact. I'm like, man, I'm of the community that you got to prove. Like we got to see some evidence from it. We got to see proof for it. We got to. Once I found out that this time is fractal, price is fractal thing. Once I fully understood the fractal nature of price, then I started to see a lot of people's posts a lot different. Because if you actually understood the fractal nature of price, you would see all time frames in one time frame. You don't need a time frame to begin with. I guess that's why people use tick charts and all that other stuff. You don't need a time frame to begin with, But it's very interesting. We got some interesting characters on Twitter, and that's not for anybody in specific, but we got some interesting characters on Twitter that think that you have to like agree with them or you're wrong if you don't agree. Wrong. Leaning on the mic like rump, right? Wrong. So look, we got this little. We got a little imbalance inside of here. Oh no, price just ripped that up. Okay, you got it, brother. We go with you. You got it. There's oftentimes a little tiny imbalance inside of this right here. Right there. And that's why I have marked that out. All right. Adjust to spread. If stop loss is 2 pips, I can't take trades because of spreads. Not necessarily true. If stop losses are 2 pips, you look at what 2 pips, is on I don't know, let's say, something like this. This is, oh no, sorry, you talking about pips, my bad. This is, yeah, right there. So let's say you had a 2 pip stop loss here, which that would have been, you tap back into that there. Trade it down, right? Let's say you had a 2 pip stop loss in there. Yeah, with the spread that might be clapped, but what I know, and this is why I still have a CFD brokerage account, is that the pip on Euro US, the spread on Euro USD is this. So if I'm taking a trade with a 2 pip stop, the spread is 0.1 pipette. So it really just depends on what brokerages you're trading on. Some brokerages have some spreads, some brokerages don't. But if you're targeting, I guess it all depends on what you're actually trading, what you're actually doing. If you're targeting 2 pips to take 2 pips, then that might be a little insane. Let me just move this out of the way as we took that. Now we traded up into there. Wait, where was the green line from? Okay. But yeah, a 2 pips, even if the spread was 2 pips, that's not generally what you're trying to do. You're not trying to enter in with the smallest stop possible and then price just pulls back on you like that to smoke the low of the previous candle and then trade up and go your direction. You just don't want to make that a habit. Your stop is always behind your zone. Your risk is always factored into where your stop is and where your entry is. And that's how you do things. You don't approach the market with, I'm going to have a 3-point spread. I'm going to have, 3-point stop loss today. I'm going to use a 5-point stop loss today. You can't approach the market that way unless you're trading on a time frame that could allow you a 5-point stop loss. And that's why I tend to go down to the 5-second time frame. We can stay on this entire thing and be able to, watch every single move be created from here. I mean, we also see this here too. I'll just put that there. But yeah, your risk is always going to be behind whatever zone you're trading from. So let's say you were trading from a zone like this. Your risk is just behind the zone. Like that. You see? Just behind the zone. So if entry is here and stop loss is here, you're invalidated behind this. Why? Because oftentimes if we break that low, especially after it put in a validated high, trade it down, put in a validated low, and shift it up, oftentimes we get that move back into that previous range that we would have created. And then you see a short to actually take out some lows and stuff. So if you're invalidated on the zone, then usually it's that price is heading in the other direction. But if you're using the zone to trade, you're always going to get a 1-to-1 out of the zone from the 50% of the zone right into just the top of the zone. You're always going to get a 1-to-1 out of that. And that's why I don't really talk about R at all, because if you're trading on the 5-second, your R is crazy. Sometimes I have 3-point stops on the 5-second, and I'm running like a 30 point trade or 20-point trade, whatever it is. Your risk is always going to be behind whatever it is you're entering on, whatever zone it is you're entering on. I know a lot of people will get into a short here and have their stop loss way up there somewhere and actually hope that price doesn't make its way back up to their stop loss. But if they actually use the zone to trade from, oftentimes they'll get the dig right into the zone. They get tapped right in. Their invalidation point is right behind. And then they'd see more success waiting on the zone than trading what they think. So yeah, your risk, no matter what the stop is, it needs to be relative to that time frame and what those structures offer. Some structures do not offer you a 5-point stop. Some structures offer you, it could offer you a 5-point stop, maybe like in, Asia or something like that. But depending on what time frame you're trading from, especially if you're using higher time frame bias, if you're using a 15-minute zone, you need to understand that 2 to 3 candles within that 15-minute zone is when price actually leaves it. So what happens when you get into a 15-minute zone from a 1-minute perspective? You accumulate, right? And if price is heading to reverse out of that, then that third 15-minute candle often is that candle moving out of the area. But you have to understand that you could have multiple highs and lows in the first 15-minute candle. You could have multiple highs and lows in the second 15-minute candle that will trade below the first 15-minute candle. And then you'd have the third candle go up and trade above the high that took out that previous candle's low. And then the fourth candle might open up, wick back into the third candle, and then bye-bye, we out of here. That's usually, the kind of order flow we get on candlestick structure. So if we get that on candlestick structure, then we need to understand that on the 15-minute time frame, it's going to be the same kind of candlestick structure on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, on the monthly time frame, on the yearly time frame. It's the same thing as video 1. Same thing. Do you trade stop loss on a running trade based on confirmation lows? Or do you trade for fixed targets like a counter zone? So in the playlist in video 4 and 5, I think 5 is about risk management. You know, that's how I know a lot of people haven't gotten through those videos yet. You guys have a no sound, or is this demo market that you got no sound? Let me fix it for you. Hold on. I think it might be me. Hold on. You hear that?
You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but how your bullets ricochet. Shoot me down, but I get up. Nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim. Far away. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am
All right. You guys got me. Glad you guys could hear me. I said I was gonna calm down today and not do the music thing. That's what I said. I said I was gonna do the music thing, you know. So y'all just gonna, y'all just gonna hold your horses there, all right? Hey, I hope your sound is fixed now. Hope you ain't mess it up on that one. I hope your sound is fixed. You see what I'm saying about these people jumping into a short right here? Like if we don't necessarily see our confirmation, especially on the lower time frames, you see even the lower time frames are holding structure, making its way up. Even on lower time frames. So it's very, very, very important to know how that confirmation looks. You need to wait for that. We have not ran any lows as of yet. You see all these lows being held as we on our way up. We talked about where we'd be headed, where possible rejections were into continuations, and we see price at the top of the zone. Now, at the top of the zone, I will say we are at the 70% here. So, if I do see any scale back from here, it's literally because the 70% of this zone that's here. But it keeps you on the right side of the market. Like this is just video 1. You're literally just trailing your lows. That's what I've taught people in that video. I said, why would you get out of a short? Why would you get out of a long if you have not gotten a low violated? Especially if you caught the bottom of the move, if you caught where price was turning, why would you get out if there's no structure that's been broken? Now, I could understand if you were partialing out at certain like major areas or something like that, but if you have no lows taken out, then like we're still reaching up. You don't want to trade against that. You see that low rejection coming out of there that we talked about at the 70% there? The best part of the stream is when your professional DJ side comes out. I mean, I tried to, I try to come out and teach a little bit, just a little bit. I also should say next week is my last stream for the year. I'm not doing any more public live streams for the year. I think it was very important that I take care of the group, take care of my family, my loved ones around. I spent a lot of time putting in, a lot of things in place, creating content, throughout the year that, they've been very understanding, oh, Dad's just streaming again, Dad's just on the device again, Dad's just doing this, Dad is always talking about trading, Dad is this, Dad is that, so I definitely have to, put some time in there, because the last thing you want as a parent is to lose your voice as a parent to your kid. Once as a parent you lose your voice, you no longer have your kid, and that's the most heartbreaking thing to go through, because it's avoidable. It's avoidable. Listen to your kids. Listen to when they talk about being depressed. Yes, they might be depressed just because their toy stopped working or whatever it is, but listen to them. Hear them out. Hear the things that they have to say. And you don't gotta coddle them, Stop crying for that little foolishness out there. Ain't nothing was done to you. A bug flew on your arm and you cried and went crazy. No, hey, relax. You still gonna, raise them a certain way to power through things, especially within fear and all that other stuff. But you want to be sure that you're listening to your kids. I used to work as an investigator. I used to investigate child deaths, and there was some stuff that was just like entirely preventable. Life could have been preserved had people just listened and people just actually took time. But I get it. Jobs take away time for us. These horrible economic climates that we end up in every now and again, it takes a toll on us. So I entirely, understand not having the time to do it, but that's why we trade. That's why we're learning this. So we don't miss those moments that we can never get back. Never. We can never, ever get those moments back. You could never get a redo. You could never get a retry. You know why grandparents are very different with the grandkids than they are with the kids? Because they understand where they went wrong, and that's the second opportunity for them. That's why they lavish them with all of that love and all of that time and all of those different things, because they understand that, there's no blueprint to parenting. There's no, you're going to make mistakes. You certainly are. As a parent, you're going to make mistakes. Some mistakes you cannot afford to make. Your child has asthma, get your child a pump. Have that asthma pump on hand everywhere the child goes. Put one in their pocket, put one in their bag, put one at home. And if they frequently go to somebody else's house, put it over there. There's some mistakes we cannot make, but then there are others that we do make, unfortunately. And, if we put our pride and ego aside and learn from it and treat our kids like they're human too, we'd have better outcomes. We'd have better adults in the world. Most adults still walking around upset at daddy, so they out there shooting up the place or whatever. Y'all see the stuff that be happening around here. So you just want to make sure that you guys are enjoying your time with your kids. Dang, do we have news again? I'm like, why did gold go from $6 to 16? Man, they burying oil too. They're burying this thing. That's what I dropped. I was like, I actually had it coming up to 96, but there was this weekly area that was here. Or no, monthly, sorry, that was here. Monthly area that was here that we tapped into. This is the 30% of a monthly area right here that we tapped into there. And you see how the daily spends its time around there? We hit that, and then we spent a couple more days sitting around that area before we actually leave. So if that's a monthly area or a monthly move, or is this weekly or monthly? Actually, let me just go back and check. No, this is monthly. Oh, no. I'm lying. Yeah, look at me. I'm lying. So I had us running this low here, which we got there pretty fast. But it's not a monthly. This is a yearly move. Yeah. This is a yearly zone. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah, that's a yearly move. And what a lot of people may be asking is, well, why was that a zone that you chose? You know, obviously I get that question so many times. But if you look right here, this candle here, the January 4th. Oh, what am I talking about? 2021, the 2021 candle. I forgot it was on the. I forgot it was on that yearly. This trading up, this wick trading up and back to here, that's a close. So that's a high and that's a low at the close, right? So the next candle opens up, and let me just put that there. So this is yes, you see? The next candle opens up, trades up, and then we shift down below that low. So all we're doing is tapping back into the 30% of that yearly area that we have there. So that's what I have here, this yearly zone. We hit that 30% there. But they just clapping oil right now. That's oof. But look at where we at now. We're right back to the move that sent it up, right? You see this? Down here? That's the move that swung us up there. We came back, ran out all of that below. And this is that pivot. Now, if we end up breaking, let me see what this pivot actually tapped into. Yeah, if we end up breaking this low and closing, then, you know, see you at $50. Yes, up 75 points from the 10 a.m. move. Hey, that's beautiful. I don't know what happened at 10 a.m., but that's beautiful. Oh, that's nice. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Look at that. Look at that. Clapped up that. Clapped that there too. Oof, ES might be coming back to this here. Yeah. So we're more than likely gonna get a rejection out of this. Depending on what happens with it. Well, we're gonna get a rejection both more than likely there. 50. Oh no, it's not giving me the 50, but there and somewhere around there. 50 and 62. You see NASDAQ still creeping up? You see those people who got in down below here and didn't even wait for a confirmation, not like that. You see how they sweating when it's going to their stop loss? Oof. Oh my gosh, oof. Confirmation is important. After that, you can trade without it, but you know, when you're learning, you want to make sure that you pay attention to confirmation. That's how you start learning. You start off slow. You start off with something that's manageable, and then when you've spent enough time doing it, then you could do it more. That's like driving on a highway, learning how to drive on a highway versus learning how to drive on a regular neighborhood street or road. Which one would you put your teenager in? That's nice. So you see how a lot of people would have been taking up shorts to trade down, shorts from the imbalance, shorts from up here, shorts from this. It offered none of that. Not one single confirmation to take up a short. It gave no one any of that. So anybody that was looking to short, either they have like an ultra refined system where they know exactly where price is going to tap in and exactly where it's going to reject from until and knowing that we're still in a bullish formation, we're still heading up. Somebody super skilled that has like a very robust system that could essentially do those counter trend trades, the things that like a lot of people tend to, caution people against. Don't counter trend. If only somebody has a system to do something like, I don't know who, but, to do something like that, then they would understand how to trade that side of the market. But, as far as this side of the market goes, we still have not taken out any lows. It's literally trail lows until you can't trail anymore. That's it. Dave, is your broker giving you spread less than 1 pip? So, yes, I have a pipette spread on Hanko Trade for CFDs. Gold is a 5 pipette spread, yeah. And oil is 2. But those things I would tell people to trade oil on futures. There's no spread there, and that's definitely a better pair to trade with futures. For gold, CFDs are fine. They seem to have come down in spread. Now I'm seeing like 5, a 5 spread or even a 2 spread. I had a 1 spread the other day. I was like, what? Ain't no way. 1? So, it really just depends. UJ is like a I don't know, like an 8 spread or something like that. GJ is also, around the same. I've seen GJ at 14 though. GU Yeah, that's usually hovering around a 4 to 7 pipette spread. There's a few currencies that have a very low spread. Odd USD is AU. Yeah, I think and NZD. So the ones with the lowest spreads are Euro USD, GU, AU, NZD USD. I don't know what the UKID spread is like. I don't think I even put that on my chart. Who was it trade that? No, that has nothing to do with anybody from anybody from Canada or US. I'm just saying that, you know, between them, they both in the same bucket. You know, they're in bed with each other. So it's like if one is like, you know what, I'm just gonna just destroy the country now. The other is like, yeah, you know what, we gonna do the same thing too. We just gonna destroy the country too. Let me stop. Hey, let me go get some water real quick. Let me get some water. I've been chatting to y'all for like an hour and 44 minutes nonstop. Let me get some water. I'll be right back. Alright, be right back. Don't go anywhere. No, I'm kidding. You guys gotta leave. Make sure you leave. Make sure you pick up your kid from school. Don't forget about that. Some of y'all be forgetting. What do you mean, FOMC jawbone has started? There's news? Look at that beautiful delivery like that. There's news? Alright, so let's go. Larger candles here. Obviously, this is a lot more volatility than we usually get. So let me $9.46. 518. I'm just below 34. Although, remember the last stream I told you guys how they use this as something to support price trading higher, and then they come down to violate it. Alright. Anyone know what the Titanium song is called? It's called Titanium. Yeah, by David Guetta. Yeah, I don't know. Was that a Morton remix or was that just, let me see. Yeah, that's Morton on it. My David Banner. Yeah, so true. I'm a grandparent. Hey, that's cool, Ron. That's cool. This is a special place. I believe there's a special place in heaven for grandparents. You guys keep the world going when some parents have their head up they blank, you know, but that's your kids, so you know. So happy to know that you're involved, you know. Because at the end of the day, we just getting bigger in body and you know, stronger in mind, but we still kids at heart. So, you know, it's always good to have those who have gone on before us, right, to guide us through it, right? It's very, very important to have that. I know, you know, young days you feel like you don't need to listen to anybody, or, you know, they just want to tell you what to do, but they're actually speaking from places that created hurt around the decisions they made, so they, you know, try to tell you not to make those. Y'all young people, don't be getting offended that, you know, elderly people or older people in general, you know, have something to say. Obviously we have regrets, you know. There's things that you certainly do regret. I hate when people are like, live life with no regrets. No, you do have regrets. If you had the ability to change something, you would. You would not go through life the same exact way. You would change some things. Everybody has things that they would change. Whether it's experiences they have, whether it's things they did to others, you know, like everybody would change that. In a heartbeat. You know, it's disingenuous to say that you have no regrets. We all do, you know. I regret getting married, but hey, fool, you know, that's something that you just, now that's already gone and done with, you know. We ain't got no problems. We just focus on raising the kids now, so let me just be nice about it. But, you know, I was, wow, this is wild days. So we have regrets, you know, but people authentically lived in the comfortability of accepting that you made a mistake and moving on and not giving anybody power over you to bring up that mistake and get a reaction out of you, then, you know, that's the way you want to live life. You do have regrets, but you also have lessons that came out of that, and now you share the lessons. I have regrets in trading, and now I share that as lessons, you know? Like, there's always things that we're going to share. You just want to stay away from those bitter people, though, who give advice based on, you know, honey, girl, I would leave him. I would. No. Don't let anybody dictate anything for your situation, especially when it's coming out of a place of, like, bitterness or misery, or they want you, you know, to end up like them or not get far. Birds of a feather certainly do flock together. So you tend to have people that will steer you the wrong way just because their life is going bad. You want to stay away from those people. You see how we dropped in there? Strange things do happen. Let me, where is... So in order to say that you know, we're bullish and you know, trading back up now that we've dropped back into here, obviously I'd mark that here because this is something that I often expect us to take this out, but we would have to close above here to say yes, we, you know, have some momentum to allow us to continue bullish. But if we don't get that closure above there, then you could see this continue to sail its way down to this low here. For Halloween, I'm going to be the annoying guy that won't stop talking in the advanced market structure video. So listen, that advanced market structure video, if you look at the thumbnail of it, it's going to tell you that there's not a structural break, Jake Rowland. Maybe on candlestick structure, but not on structure overall. So I was doing a one-on-one. That's why you hear that guy. I was doing a one-on-one. So before, I used to give people access to the material that I would teach one-on-one to somebody else. So if anybody requested a one-on-one, or at the time I wasn't charging anything for one-on-one, so that material within itself was created because I was walking someone through that video. I was walking them through price, detailed and descriptively. So you hear him talking because yeah, that's Lewis. He's something. Good guy at heart. Good guy at heart, though, I will say that. But he's definitely a character. But yeah, that was a one-on-one. So if your mind was blown based on like watching some of those videos there, know that some of the videos, especially that you might hear people in, or you see that I do on Zoom, it was a one-on-one that led into that style of teaching. Yeah. You crazy, bro. Weekly gap filled. Would like to see some profit taking here. London close. You'd like to see some profit taken here. To London. What day London we talking about? So you saying back down here? You want to see some profit taken back down here? Like that? I've downloaded all your videos just in case. Listen, there's so many people that got material of mine, videos of mine, like stuff that I taught before that, I may no longer subscribe to that, or may no longer pay attention to that, I was slinging 18 hours a day for free. I was teaching people 18 hours a day for free. So there's a lot of videos that may be out there with some of like the basic stuff, but again, that's basic. I told y'all the video the videos that's in the playlist, that's preschool. That's foundation. All these people running try to teach the other people and all that other stuff. I'm like, you gonna mess people up. That's how that's preschool work right there. Did we take that high or no? Okay. So that's preschool work right there. It's a foundation that you have to build to get to where I am now, and you have to walk that path. You gotta, do what you gotta do. But people have those videos. That's okay. When I first came out, I guess I was a little bit arrogant, I suppose. A little bit arrogant. So you might hear some stuff in there that I don't necessarily subscribe to now. Maybe some of it still, yeah. But that I want to see if we come to snip this high on the inside here. Remember that Canada? Oh, look at what price do. Look at them go. Look at them go. Look at them go. I don't know why people start trading after they be fiending to trade this market open here. I'm like, man, that's the retail cemetery right there. Y'all be safe. I'm gonna just wait till we start ranging. So look at that. That's nice, right? I said that usually what I'm doing is I'm in that move, heading up to that. And I need to see that get taken and closed in order for me to say, yes, we are indeed bullish. That's why rules are important too. Very, very important. Let me see, did this fractal snap a low? Let me just look right here real quick, hold on. No, that's an equal low there. So then that means I might be able to include this. So it's a nice little run right into the fractal here. Drop back below these lows here. Alright, well, we just took that out. That's fine. That's the previous range there, right here. So there we go. Now we in this part we'll see this is the 70% of that zone. We'll see if we swipe through here and then trade back up into there. You want to wait, let this drop out. Like some momentum. Nice. Toilet paper people here. And whatever drop we have coming down, you want to see it go up to target that high that we just left behind. 15.018 looks nice. I think I said that before, right? Okay, so I like that there. That's let me know that we're getting ready to reverse. Y'all hear me say that a lot, but Guys, you said reverse. Yo. Let me see. The microstructure video that you point to in Discord in the playlist isn't available. Is that still up or no? Which microstructure course? Because the 3 videos are there. The 3 microstructure videos. It's the Zero to Hero intro to microstructure swing points in DTFX microstructure class. Maybe I should just name it microstructure 1, 2, and 3. You know, maybe I should. Maybe I should just do that, just to. Some people are like, which one to start first? I'm like, I said 1,000,001 times. Not talking to you, by the way, bro. I said 1,000,001 times from the top down. Don't we do a top down analysis, right? That's what it sure do seem like that. Top down. So this here is. That's holding it up. Yeah. I wish MT5 could have such candle view on the desktop. It does. Hey Charles, baby, what's up? But after you rename them, can you make them only 1 minute long too? Yo, that's how it be. That's how it be for these people. Like, ooh. Yeah, remake them again, and just like, you know, if you could just, you know, tell my mom at the end of the video that I actually am doing something, that would be great. I'm actually doing something with my life. That would be great. You know, her name Rosetta. Hey, so we said that the bounce would come from here and go out and take this high, right? Toilet paper people, drop below, tap into the zone, head up to the zone above there. Let me just do some adjustments to that. Hi Dave, what is the narrative after reversing price here? Learning. So you got to backtest that. The zones are taught in the playlist, and you got to backtest. You know exactly what you're paying attention to. You're looking for video 1. That's it. Somebody was like, you didn't tell us where to get in. I'm like, did you watch my playlist? Did you watch my course, or you watch somebody else? Because what, I didn't say where to get in. I'm telling you, boy, the stuff people make up. I mean, I see where we are currently here. I'm looking for a price wants to edge closer to the 70%, but with this momentum right here, And just how these candlesticks look, it looks like we could be looking to trade below that 37 and potentially the 31. Just checking my Discord, guys. If you guys that are in Discord, you know, if you have any stream questions, I have a section there that says stream questions. There, you guys could definitely ask questions in there, and I'll get to them a lot faster than the other questions, because I have this up a lot of the times, and it doesn't move as fast on here. So utilize that. ICT says short right now. Okay. ICT says short right now, yo. That's what he said. Well, that's what this guy said that he said. I'm more than short. He ain't tell you where to short. It's also the 2022 mentorship. So I thought the 2022 mentorship was that you actually have a low here, you put in a high above a previous high, right? You draw that out, and then when you shift the low, then you get a top back end and short. So this is that high that would belong to this side. We haven't gotten a run up there yet that would belong to something like that, and then taking a validated low, taking that first, and then seeing a run back into that previous range within that fair value gap or whatever, you know, they tend to use for confirmations and stuff. I thought it was like this, the draw above the high and then the run of the low. But maybe I could be wrong. I haven't really studied this stuff to know anything. So don't ask me. If you guys want to learn that, go learn from ICT, right? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm like, this is probably not the broke forever. I'm saying, like, you know, I know I don't, you know, trade ICT, but I ain't never him. Ain't no way you trying to get people clapped up. How to define a valid low in the course, in the course here on YouTube. Watch Swing Points. How to define a valid low. Valid low and protected low is the same thing. Validated low, protected low, same thing. Hey Pips, baby, what's up? How you doing? What's up? What's up? She said, I just noticed that my time is 30 seconds ahead of yours. Is that alright? What's up, brother? Just speak about it, show your page some love. And hey, daddy duties, man. That's it. That's it. Daddy duties. We gotta be there every step of the way. That's it. We gotta be there to wrap up that first heartbreak. We gotta be there to defend them with everything in our being. We gotta be there for them. Fight the whole world to keep them warm. So I hear that, brother. I hear that. Do you love ICT or ICT loving you? Johnny K, what's up? Where you from, Johnny K? Because you asking like the most. So here's the other low that we talked about. Yeah, remember we said the 31 and the 38 or 37, whichever one that was. You see us tap that, run that, and then take that out there too. And obviously you also see that we're in this zone here. So you also want to observe price as it got into this level. We see this large candle, but all we want to see is price just buy it right back up, take out the high of it, and then we could see more momentum to the top side. If not, then the people who are oftentimes shorting, they oftentimes trail behind the candlestick lows until we violate the low below. I don't know if that's their draw there or whatever it is, but you know that's how it looks. So we trade up in there. We did get up above this previous high here. We did drop back into the zone. No confirmation there. This is the confirmation leg. If the confirmation leg gives you nothing, this is just straight bearish candles going down. Gives you nothing, then you sat out of that one. And you see what I was saying about the people who were taking it down? I said they would take it at this low here, or they would trail here until we got here. We ran that, right? And look, skip-beep, right back up into their face. Hey, how you doing? Do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? How you doing? You know, like, it's just right back there again. You guys got just make sure you understand order flow, you know. The system's to everything, man. Systems to everything, baby. I got a lot of video to watch and I'm hungry. Trading learning student. I am come from China. Hey, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I make sure I put China in my tags. I make sure I put all the different countries with the authoritarian regimes. You know, I'm trying to make them, you know, see the stuff too. Try to tag them up in the video so they can get on out of them, you know, them climates and come over to democracy. You know, so that's beautiful. Love to hear that. Make sure you lock into the playlist, alright? Sodi, see you. Enjoy. Take care. How can I join your Discord? ChartersAnonymous.com should give you the two different tiers that are there, and you could certainly make a decision on which tier you want to join. I will say that, you know, if you're still studying the playlist, you should consider joining the lower tier. The higher tier is for very, very advanced. And y'all hear me say advanced, and I mean it. Advanced level stuff. We're not using structure in those time frames. Structures for you know the beginner to teach them how to follow price. Now to engage in it, it's an entirely different thing. Entirely different. So. You know, that's why the lower tier is there, at least for people who want to be in the same space to learn and not have to depend on themselves. I initially was not going to create that space, but I knew how important that space would have been if I started my journey, you know, at the time that you guys are on yours, or you know, if had I had a place when I started my journey, it could have caught me up a little faster. So, just know that when you do ask questions in the Discord, ask the right questions. What are the right questions? The right questions are questions that are in the playlist that do not have answers. Because I do believe there's like 2 or 3 things that might be in all of the 30 hours of video. There might be 2 or 3 things that has not been explained, but most of it is there. So take notes, handwritten notes. And I say that because, and I get how everybody else, you know, records notes and all that other stuff, but we're talking about muscle memory. The reason why we remember and retained a lot of the knowledge from school is because we were writing. Even if we did whatever on our computers, at some point we still came back to writing and taking notes. That's how we retain things. So I would certainly say this is a nice little down candle here. I wonder what they're going to do with this. Got a little zone just below it here. Yeah, make sure you're taking notes. Notes is very, 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 very important to this system. It's very important because this stuff is extreme detail. It's not, like it's not something that you can just pick up in like 5 days and you're like, oh yeah, we're on the way to profitability. You're gonna have to take some time reading price, understanding price, knowing when to and when not to. Like this is what we call an idiot box. We stole this from another streamer who actually is the idiot box at times. I always explain this. He called this an idiot box. He said that when price is ranging like this, then you should not trade this because it's an idiot box. But if you look at a lot of the trades that he takes, a lot of the times you see him, he's in the long going up there, it goes back to hit his stop. He's in the short going down there, draws his stop pretty close, it goes back to hit his stop right there. He's in another long right here, it goes back to hit his stop down here. And then he's in another short chasing the low down here, and his stop gets hit again chasing the low. So after all of that is said and done, he takes a box and he goes, this is the idiot box. You should not trade that. Don't trade the idiot box. That's what he says all the time. This is the idiot box. Don't trade the idiot box. I think he took all the entries in there. So and it literally shows there's human impulse. You see this going up, you want to get into a move going higher, it trades back below. You see this going down, you want to get into a move going down, and it trades back above. You see this going up, you want to get into a move going up, it trades back below. You see this going down, you want to get into a move going below, it trades back above. So you see everything that the human eye would see and want to take part in, they end up getting clapped by it. Now, in little circumstances like this, when we still have price, just running the trade higher, especially at the lower portion of the move, this is how higher time frame imbalances are created, just like this. So if there's an imbalance on a 1 minute time frame, that imbalance is created amongst what? The three candles, right? Like that. So if this is an imbalance being created on a higher time frame, then that this here looks a certain way down here. Most times it's just like this, squeezing its way up, and you see nothing, just squeezing its way up. No opportunity for anybody to get back in, squeezing its way up, and then you have this huge dump, and then they buy it right back up. And I'm telling you, the way price just be clapping people up, man. But so yeah, he calls it the idiot box, but we've repurposed it since, and we've been teaching how to trade within that. That's the accumulation part of it. A lot of people don't understand that within the market, accumulation is going to happen all the time, on higher time frames, on lower time frames. When you hit higher time frame targets, when you hit lower time frame targets, the same way that it accumulates on the 1 minute is the same way that it accumulates on the 4 hour, on the daily, on the 6 month, on the yearly, whatever it is. You're going to see the same kind of accumulation. You need to know where it happens. And once you understand where it happens, you need to know how to follow it. And after you learn how to follow it, you need to know what's the best possible entry to take. And after you learn the best possible entry to take, you see how it just builds on top of a bunch of things? And guess what? None of that is even in the playlist. So you guys got to catch up. You got to, start putting in the work to be able to show up and ask those important questions. And that'll that gets me going. I'm ready to teach when somebody's asking me something specific. And it's not that. Ooh, boy, pull up a chair. We about to. That's how, you would essentially get that individual attention without having to pay for it, because I do know that the prices are high in terms of paying for one-on-ones. I do understand that. the prices are high, but who thinks that they're going to get someone's individual attention for hours and hours and hours on end for $30 while they miss their families, development and growth due to trying to teach other people how to fully understand this? Who believes that someone should be required to do that? They do not. So any hours that you take away from time with family, time with, holistically adding substance to the group, there's time taken. So there's compensation that comes with that. I don't care how any of y'all feel about that. There's somebody's time. My secrets are out there. Y'all gonna see more and more videos come out of people leaking stuff. I don't care. You still need the author's eye to be able to spot it. So it don't matter to me. But in terms of the time that someone gives you, you need to cherish that. Because people die. That's what I really want you guys to understand. People die. And people die wishing that they had more time to make things right. To whatever it is. Like, I implore you guys, go volunteer at a cancer center. Go volunteer at a nursing home. I used to volunteer at the vets nursing home. We had a what do you call this again? We had this space there, station there for them. Especially the ones that were a little more feeble, nobody to take care of them and stuff, but the benefits, could meet their need to be there. I used to go there on the weekends, on Saturdays, and I used to go there and just help them, eat, listen to them talk to me and say the same thing they said to me last week. I was just here, you remember? But, that's the thing with aging. Things happen, so I'm there just helping them where I can, just giving back to those who gave to us. So, I did a lot of volunteer work. I do understand how important it is to teach people to help others, but you don't abuse yourself and take away from yourself to give to anybody else. Never, ever. You don't abuse yourself. You don't take away from yourself just to give to someone else. Because if you're not good, how on earth could you help somebody else's life become good? So you got to start with you, right? So that's nice. Anybody was in that short? Because you definitely got clapped. Did we already draw early in the session how the order flow actually moves? I think we did, right? I know you're probably like, this dude lived a lot of lives. Yes. That's the thing with Jamaicans. They will always have a job. Even when they have no job, they still got a job. Let me just get some of this out of here. I know somebody with OCD, if they see me clicking and I miss the line, ooh, it's cringe for them. I'm like, let me just delete this. Let me stop. Okay, so you guys got the point of what I was saying. I told you guys we were being held by this. We're being held here. You guys asked me why. That means you didn't watch the playlist, mitigations. But that's nice. So now we enter back into our zone up here that we drew out, right? Right? We drew that zone earlier when we just tapped the bottom of it, traded back down. Look, came right back to it. Ooh, save for later, right? That's how they work. So now you have your little zone below here. And yes, there are times where we just tap right into something here and then you see price trade higher and does not come down and give you that satisfaction. Satisfaction. Let me stop. So yeah, I hope that this session is informative for some of you guys. Hey Dave, great to have subscribed to your channel. Hey Akshay, what's up? How you doing? Glad that you subscribed to my channel. Beautiful. And I hope you subscribe to the work ethic that I require and you learn the things that you need to so you could change your life, brother or sister. I'm not too sure. I apologize for that. But make sure you put in that work and your future's gonna thank you. Your future wife too. You're gonna be able to buy her anything. How do you know if an imbalance is strong enough to send us to new highs? You might want to watch ICT. You might want to watch ICT for that because he teaches imbalances and he teaches them well. And to my knowledge, he's the author of it. I can't really, tell you guys specifics around them. I can only tell you what I'm familiar with when prices heading into that particular region. I know a lot of people get smoked using imbalances because the imbalances have some heavy drawdown to it. Some of them, they sting right through and leave. Whether it's the 30 to 50, they sting right through and out. Others of them, they trade all the way through and fill the whole thing and then trade back out. So, what I usually tell the students is, I don't know, let's see, where'd this come from? This is all the way down there, that's this here and this here. So let me see, yeah, that look good. So look, this high here is responsible for running this whole, you see this here? Responsible for running this whole low down, like, right there. Skebat right there. This is the other high that belongs to this. We trade it up to that, right? And these soldiers just drop all the way back down. And now we're right back here again. So, if you look, let me just change the line yellow or something like that. I always tell people who ask me these questions that, ooh, there's a nice little dump right there, man. I always tell people who ask me these questions that if you're going to choose an imbalance, whether it be this imbalance, this entire imbalance, whether it be the I guess trying to refine and use like the tiniest one or closest in proximity sometimes will get you clapped up, or at least have you sitting in drawdown before price actually moves out of the area or something like that. So I usually tell people that you should choose the imbalance nearest to the S&D responsible for the break of structure. Nearest to the S&D responsible for the break of structure. Why am I saying that? Because oftentimes if this imbalance doesn't hold, the S&D responsible does. Now, there are times when we do liquidate this, so don't go talking about, yeah, I got in at the top of this imbalance up here, and I put my stop loss all the way back down here, and then it went right for my stop loss. How do we change that? You know how to change that, so I'm not even going to address that. But if you choose, which is in the playlist, by the way, right? Y'all watch the playlist, right? The playlist says, choose the imbalance nearest to the S&D responsible for the break of structure. That's what the playlist says. So y'all gotta get on that playlist. Y'all gotta take notes, do something. Yes, I know it's very hard to keep up with everything, but if you write it, you have everything. Your brain can't hold it. Your brain is competing with all the other stuff that's going on. Or maybe your brain has nothing in it. It doesn't matter which one it is. You still need to be able to write so your muscle memory can be recording the things that you need to see and adapt to. The things that you need to see and look out for before pressing that button. There's so many decisions that come to your brain before you even press the button. So many decisions before you even press the button. So you got to make sure that you understand all of that before putting your money on the line, because if you keep shorting with that rent money, is not going it's not going to end well. So let me see. I'm so thankful for Dave, even though I don't fully understand his concepts yet, because he has given me a path to follow in trading. With all the information he has given out, I'm always learning more. Hey, love to hear that. Love to hear that. And if you young, I'm telling you, you gonna take this thing and run with it. I told some of the guys in the group. I told some of the guys in the group that that with the stuff that I'm teaching now, you're gonna have some young people learn this, and they're gonna be able to run circles around me after learning. I trust me, I know. I know. Y'all brains, the neuroplasticity of y'all brains is like, far more efficient than than people aging. So, and there's some airheads out there, young generation too. So make sure y'all stay away from those. Both girls and guys too. But make sure you guys are learning this properly, because it's gonna put you so far ahead of your peer group. Watch when you guys come out and these guys are like, hey, we studied this person and we studied that person, and you guys are like, yeah, well, we learn when Dave teaches. He taught us live, and the memory that you guys are gonna be able to pair with the narrative that I sort of teach with, as the memory from the course material and the narrative that I teach with. If you guys use that to find your edge in the market, you guys are gonna end up running circles around everybody that's here. They're gonna have to. That algorithm is definitely gonna speed up to accommodate better players. They can't do anything other than speed it up. It cannot change. It cannot do this, or now all of a sudden there's this huge shifting that now the market is moving this way. No, it's not possible for them to do. It's literally just to either speed up the volatility or increase the volatility or slow down the volatility. That's what happens when people participate in the market versus when people do not participate in the market. Which broker did you mention had zero spread on oil? That's futures. What was the symbol you used to look at interest rates? That was that was mortgages. I was charting mortgage rates. So people were asking me if the Feds were still hiking rates when we were down here, and I said, well, there's a flip on the 30-year mortgage rates, 30-year fixed mortgage rates. So with you having that flip inside of here, yeah, of course the Fed is going to continue to, hike rates, especially to the delivery of price or rates. So, this is, of course, this is the same stuff. Like look at the room we got. Y'all believe in liquidity? So yeah, you could definitely look at that. It's I guess you could type in more. Let me see. Mortgage 30 US. You'll get it there. Yeah, but I use this on everything. You could use this on any kind of data. Any kind of data you're given with a chart or a graph, you could use these concepts on. It doesn't have to be actually trading. It can be actually timing the yield curve inversion. It could be knowing what the yield curve would reject that and bring it back down or bring it back up or whatever it is. There are zones in the yield curve too that's equivalent to the zones that we trade in price, that you can actually time a rejection from a certain level on the yield curve charts. So this is on everything. We're looking at data and we're using the same way we collect data and put it into this chart is the same stuff that we do with so many other things, with the line charts and all of that. Like it's the same stuff. You're going to see the same stuff everywhere. That's why I implore people to watch CNBC, watch these, business programs, and listen to what institutions are saying. Listen to what representatives of institutions are saying. Look at when they bring up the chart. You're gonna be like, no, I don't know what that person talking about. That's a clear flip right there. He's wild for what? Dude, no, he about to get clapped. I've been watching Charles, not Charles, what's his name? The chart master. I forgot his name. He on CNBC. Y'all, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Charles Shuttlesworth? No, not Shuttlesworth. So, it's something. I've been watching him, and he's been like short on Apple for like forever. He's been short on Apple since last year. God knows what was it like last year? I don't know. Actually, early this year, he's been short since January. Look at this. He was telling people to sell. He said they would never get back to their all-time high. Look at this man. The John Master, you wearing that name wrong. Who gave you that name? We gotta ask them to take it back. You wearing that name wrong. Oh, look, it look like an apple bouncing somewhere down. Look at that. Beautiful. So yeah, I encourage you guys to watch that stuff because it's gonna open your understanding to what you're actually looking for on the charts when you see it, especially on other charts. When you see it on charts that you don't even trade, it's going to help to open up that understanding for you. DM you on Discord. Please check out the stream. Okay, cool. Yeah, they saw the equal lows. And equal low on the 1 minute that goes into the 15-minute imbalance, you know, they ain't really got no real nothing like that. But oh, look at this. We on the 15-minute. Look at this. Which imbalance is we tapping into? Which imbalance is we tapping into from this 15-minute time frame? Goodness gracious. Of course, they salivating over the draw. Anytime they see equal highs, equal lows, I'm like, hey, listen, there's not the way, you know, like you guys wouldn't put it. You don't want to target every equal low or target every equal high. You can't trade that way. You can talk about the market is targeting. It has steps that it follows to, you know, be able to deliver certain places. Now with news, it might just go like straight there in a candle, but if there's no news, no volatility, you'll see it do all of that. You'll see it hold structure and stuff. Yes, Carterworth. There we go. Look at that. Carterworth. Quick question. Sometimes is it good to try and spot which specific time frame a particular pair is reacting best to? Have noticed that sometimes something is playing out well in a 2-hour versus a 4-hour and so on. No, you don't need to do that from the 2-hour or the 4-hour and nothing like that. You can do it all from M1, but what I will say is that these are the things that really, especially with a higher time frame, it messes with a lot of people's psychology. A lot of people believe that because this zone here, let me just give you guys this zone. Because this zone is you know, an actual zone, yes, and because, you know, it's large, they go, oh, well, the largest zone should give me a larger move. In theory, that is true, but you also need to understand order flow. So what we know about order flow is that these highs, these equal highs, failure to put in new highs, often takes both lows, right? One low here that's responsible for this high in here, and then the one responsible for this high is what? The other low. Where's the other low at? If this low is already taken, and then we have this low in the middle. Skabank right there. So look, we swipe that. Thank you for playing, and now we out to the top side. So, you know, it's not necessarily about the zones and what's happening on that time frame versus another time frame versus another time frame. It's really all about understanding order flow. If you understand order flow, then you're likely to be on the right side of the market every day. If you fully understand the concept of order flow. So you know, that stuff is taught or it's introduced in the playlist, and yeah, I tend to go in depth with it on in the mentorship. But that's why I come out here to just stream. I don't care. I believe in what I teach. I trade what I teach. I know, like exactly what it is that I'm doing when I open up a chart. So I'm, I'll come out here and show y'all a little of something to let y'all know the stuff in the playlist does work. The stuff in the playlist, it does. You just got to apply yourself. You just got to back test it. You got to make sure if you need to go and test it on pairs you don't trade just so it can stick better for you, go and do that. But you need to immerse yourself into that material, and that's going to help you get closer to what it is that I'm doing here. But there's people that do great when they're trading with me, and then there's the same people, they turn around and do horrible when they have no guidance. And I was gonna say Jimmy Kimmel, not Jim, Kimmel. I forgot his real name. I know he had posted it before. Kimmel Trading. He had posted that your results that you have are a direct reflection of the knowledge. The results that you're seeing in your trading is a direct reflection of the knowledge you have. So if you're not seeing the results you want to see, you got to up that knowledge game. Where does that come from? This works like Swiss clock. When it fails, it caused I missed something. Oh, okay, great. Love to hear that, Victor. Love to hear that. Yes. Usually it's because we miss something. Even with me. There are times where I miss something too. Even with me. There are times where I end up just, straight up degenning in a particular area, but then I catch it and I'm like, all right, wait, you know what? Got clapped in that loss. Let me take a step back. Just let a couple candles go by and then make a better decision somewhere else. Not, oh, let me flip it around. Let me hit the reverse position button, With these concepts, we don't need daily bias. This is what I love. Yes, you don't. You absolutely don't. Daily bias is fine if you want to hold on to a swing move or something like that. We swing options contracts and stuff like that, but you don't need the stuff. You don't, you do not need it at all. You do not need it at all. If you truly understand the fractal nature of price, you're going to see, and if you believe that there's an algorithm, right? Y'all hear me? If you believe that there's an algorithm at play here, then that means that this is doing it every day. So, there's something you're lacking to not see it every day. You see it some days, other days you don't. There's something that you're lacking that's causing you not to be able to see it every day. So, we did call out this idiot box, right? We did make mention to how we usually, get that. Like that, right? But I hope that explanation helped. Which video of the playlist do you talk about order flow? So you need to watch the playlist to learn structure, not order flow. Order flow is taught in the private mentorship. You need to pay attention to structure. Most people who don't know structure, they want to learn order flow because order flow helps them to get into entries a lot faster and get cleaner entries and exits. But if you don't know structure, it's impossible for you to know what side of the market to get that clean entry on. So you got to make sure you stick with structure first. That's what most of the videos teach on. If I see your chart and you never joined my mentorship and you were never in the upper tier of my mentorship and you have 30, 50, 70 on it, it's literally because you did not watch my playlist. You watched somebody else's video. I don't teach 30, 50, 70 in the general playlist. I only teach the 50%. I did, as Stoic reminded me, I did introduce it in video 6, but I have not told anybody about it. So that's why people get their wigs snatched all the time, because they go chasing these levels and have no real idea of what they actually even mean. Oh yeah, you got a good trade from that time. Okay, you got a good trade from it maybe 3-4 times, right? Then you start to ruin your vision because you have no idea where you are in the market and you're selecting everything as a zone and nothing is holding for you. So it's very, very, very important to start at the beginning, which is the playlist, the course that's there, and then move your way through it. I shared a picture of when I charted Bitcoin live. And I say live because when I first posted it, some guy told me, everyone's a genius in hindsight. That's the first thing I ever heard from somebody in a trading group. It was on Facebook. He said, everybody's a genius in hindsight. And I'm like, this wasn't hindsight. I did this in real time. He was like, yeah, right. Keep dreaming. I have 30 years in this market. Nobody trades this way. I'm like, okay, that's the way it is. So that's actually when I came out to teach it, because he was just trying to violate. I'm like, wow, he's just posting on everything. I'm telling everybody, hey, look at this. You could just go and watch this person's video and that person's video. After he started saying that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a video, and I'm gonna stream live. I'm gonna start out streaming live before I even make a video. I did not make a short video at all until later on in my trading. Until later on, I started out live streaming. Ain't nobody coming with that kind of entry, that kind of energy. Ain't nobody coming with live streaming. When I first started to learn how to trade, I said, "Oh, I'm so good at this. Let me live stream, and let me show people that they could see this stuff in real time." So I'm gonna live stream. I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna explain it. It's all gonna happen exactly the way. Well, most times. Exactly the way that I say it, it's all going to happen that way, because I've spent a lot of time doing this already, and I started out, doing that, and I haven't changed from that. I've made shorter videos explaining little things here and there, but those little things are also in the playlist if people are actually watching and taking notes. If you guys truly understood. If you guys truly understood that price is fractal, that would change a lot for you guys. You guys would be seeing the same stuff everywhere, over and over again. You see it from the top side, you see it from the bottom side, whatever it is, you see it so many times. It's very, very difficult to unsee it. You hear that? I said it's difficult to unsee it. Difficult. So I made that recording that picture. I made that picture while Bitcoin was moving live. It wasn't really I wasn't teaching during that time, so I was just annotating the things that I saw, and the rest was history, right? Let me see if I can find it and show y'all. It's on my Twitter. Let me see. Right here. So let me copy this and put this to the side. It's too big. Oh, no, wait. I think I could, just screen grab it. Yeah, let me screen grab it. Alright, here we go. So look at this. Now this is a bit pixelated, but the picture on Twitter is easier to see. But this was sometime in June, yeah, June. I have no 30, 50, 70 on this chart here. You guys only see me using the 50%. Only the 50%. Every single line that you see is the 50%. Every single line, every line that I'm chatting about in here is a 50% of something everywhere. And this is before I even knew half of the stuff I know now. There's way more stuff inside of here now that I look at it. But guess what? This was a picture of the beginner version of my trading. I was still a beginner here. Still a beginner in all these different things marked out, all these different, areas. I was doing this live. I have all of the pictures where I started here. And I started to, piece by piece, I would record these screenshots. Everything that I was doing, I would record it right before. Oh, here's the fifth entry here long. Here's the first scalp here. Here's that there. That was before I even knew what 30, 50, 70 was. So this is the detail that you need to see in the market. This is between what? 8:30? No. The 6:30 and... Is this 9? Yeah. This is between 6:30 and 9. So 2.5 hours I sat at the chair on the 1 minute time frame on Bitcoin and marked out all of this as it was happening. That's why you see levels that didn't get tapped. You got stuff up there. I was expecting us to trade from down here to go up to that there. You see how we traded up, but we failed? Look at what I have at the failure. Equal highs run the lows at the failure. So I wasn't trying to shoot for the stars if I already knew I'm seeing signs that price is going to fail or price is going to trade back to the first entry that I took. So this is a gem for people who are new to, hey, look at it. Look at that. Hey, listen, I said we drop down into here. We usually get a bounce off of this thing here, but nonetheless, 30, 50, 70, that takes precedence. Look at that. Double bottom right on there and trade a high. For what? With people targeting equal lows, right? You always hear this, target the equal lows, and then when price runs the equal lows, then you'll get a tap to go back up to the other side. You don't have to target that and try to box price into taking that. You could see everything else that price is doing on its way up before you even get that equal low being ran. So a lot of the issues that people have is that when they can't catch a move here, they freeze. No other way to get in because they want to see it go back here. So guess what they start doing? Short, 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 short. Yeah, it has to go short, 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 short. And we still just climbing that way. Still. Because they went on tilt when it didn't come back to this zone. I truly hope this live stream is informative for y'all because the next one I'm playing music. I don't care what y'all say. That's the last one. You think I'm not, you think I'm not gonna have a party? That's the last one. Y'all getting the sauce today. Like sauce y'all are getting today. Even if y'all don't even understand it. Sauce. Can you relay your perception, narrative, and price from 12 o'clock to present? from 12 o'clock over here? Jeez, he said go and do a market review. Come on, ICT doing that. Let him, give y'all the definition of the order block. Let him, teach you all that. Watch, somebody gonna call this the order block on a higher time frame if we continue to go like that. He'll be like, oh, the 15-minute order block. Like that's literally what was just being created. That's it. 15 minute demand. That's it. But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot that happened in there. I think I just walked through this whole thing actually being here. So you might want to just go back over this video and that would be able to speed you up with that. That would be a lot. I spent this whole hour talking about all the stuff that was taking place. I apologize. I do not have the energy to be able to do that. Hopefully C come through with the market review today, because this is the flu game. This is I don't even know if he had to interview that game. This thing. Yo. $500 likes in this stream will stay public. Hey, listen, let me ask the Discord if they want this stream to stay public. Let me see what they say. Cause they're gonna be like, nope. Make it Sauce for us. We believed in you. That's why we in the group. Make it private. Look at him scrambling to download it now. Let's see. All right. To be honest, make it private. Man, oh man, just took a trade using video one candlestick structure. This stuff works. Hey, that's beautiful, Joseph. With SPX, you said? Oh, that's nice. That's beautiful. Yeah, we had it. We said we had it making its way up to this 43, 49 area. So that's nice that you took that. Look at how he got the candlestick structure in there. Look at that. Look at that. Skabeep. Look, and it closed below. Skabeep. Traded up at Skabeep right up above the high. Look at that. Scoop. Come on. Shimon, y'all. Y'all seeing this? My man said he caught the video one candlestick structure. And then look at video two right next to it. Yo, y'all cannot, come on, you can't make this up. This first time break structure, top side, second time double bottom, and keep going. That's video one, then video two, right next to each other. Hey, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, brother. That's beautiful. Theoretically, you could, but a certain mindset will always lose, even on a 90% win rate strat if they have bad psychology. So that's why my psychology is in the charts. My psychology is here. If I see a flip and I want to pay attention to price at that flip and I'm looking for an entry down into here when it gets to this 30%, this is where my psychology is. I've already found that we traded up above a previous high and we shifted back into the zone below. Remember, we said the same thing down here, right? We said the same thing down at this little area down here, but we saw the candle go straight through it, fade and take a low, and then we immediately saw price trading back up. I pointed out this down candle to y'all here, and the little zone that I had below there, the little imbalance that's in there. If you guys watch the playlist, you'll see that. But you see how we traded up above, flipped this high cleanly, tapped back into the zone. That's what these three levels are, right? 30, 50, 70, right? Tapped back into the zone, and then all you saw was video 2 take place. Y'all gotta watch these videos, man. That's it. My man came through. I remember when he joined the the YouTube members program too, Joseph. I remember you. I think it was, I don't know if it was the end of August or something like that, but I certainly do remember you, brother. Glad to see you putting in the time and the work. That's always going to be rewarding for you. That's a lot of sauces you are giving away. I mean, at the end of the day, people had ICT's hidden videos the videos that are not even public out there, and they still lose. That's why they're selling them, because they still losing with that. So, at the end of the day, people still need the author, to be present when they're reading. Like, they can do all the reading they want, but if they don't get the author's intended use for it, just like we read our religious books because we believe that God is the author of all, and for me it's Jesus Christ. So we read those things because we pay attention to the author and what the author's perspective is on it, and we try to align ourselves, our lives, whatever it is we're doing, with that system, right? That system of grace. We try to, just be able to take it in the way the author intended for us to use it. It wasn't to use it to beat anybody down or talk about anybody's lifestyle or dismiss anybody or, exclude anybody, but it was created for us to give grace to others, to help others, to be kind to others. You guys get what I'm saying? So that's essentially, essentially why I believe in learning the intended use first is super important. I haven't finished your playlist yet. Should I still join the Discord? So I'm closing the Discord on the 8th. That's in a few days. And I'm twixt between opening up December or January, to be honest. I want to do January, but I'm not too sure about it yet. But I'm definitely closing it. To newcomers, the reason why I'm doing this, and guys, if you guys are on the Discord, don't feel a certain way. I'm doing this to change the culture of it. We got an influx of people, which, of course, I'm grateful that more people are willing to learn and set themselves free. But we also got a bit of laziness that crept in to where people think that you need to feed them the food that's right in front of them and chew it up before they consume it. Or they need you to put every spoon in their mouth and give a little chugga 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 chew chew. They need that. And that's not the environment that I'm fostering here. It's very advanced level material. It's very detailed and descriptive, and I can't be asked what's a fractal while that's already plainly stated in the playlist, and you were told in plain terms to back test the things you are learning so you understand how to engage in price. It's not going to be mechanical. Mechanical strategies don't work. If they did, head and shoulders patterns would work, but notice how they work half of the time, or probably 30% of the time. Elliott Wave will work. Notice how it worked, just a few times. All those different things. All of those different things. The mechanical part of it is the issue. The mechanical part of it is the issue. That's why people have 30-40% win rates, or maybe not even 30, 20, whatever it is. It's that they're trading in a mechanical way, which mechanics are good for the beginner, but discretion comes and takes the trader to, Super Saiyan 7. So we got to reset some of the culture in there. I do want to, certainly clean up the work ethic a bit, get more people involved. We're going to bring in a risk coach to create a risk management plan for people who are trading. There's a ton of stuff that we actually have that we're going to be rolling out soon. I'm not going to, go through all of it here, but definitely have to close it so when new people come in, they're not thrown into a frenzy of some chaotic environment that has no structure, no rules to it, no nothing. So, certainly definitely closing, but torn between opening back up in December or January. I don't really know yet, but you know, I'll definitely keep you guys up to date on it. Trying to see if price wants this here. Price wants a bounce on this here, but I'll see when we get there. Hi Dave, have sent your email. Okay, I'll check. Make sure you guys email Charters Anonymous. We're gonna get to all the emails today because we know we are closing the group in 2 days, 3 days technically, but make sure you guys email right to Charters Anonymous so you can get the email support at chartersanonymous.com. You get a faster response there. Or if you're in a Discord already, then the Charters Anonymous page, you know, you guys can write to that too. Just didn't know if I should wait to join. I mean, you can. Listen, all I had when I was going through an eviction and I had no food to eat, all I had was video 1. That's it, nothing else. I didn't know anything else at all, just video 1. That's what I came in teaching people. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know anything else after. You know, like I found out about imbalances later after I started engaging with people online and they talking about ICT and these imbalances, they work. I was like, hey, I didn't want to learn anything about no imbalance. Anybody need no imbalance. Then I learned imbalance and I'm like, imbalance. Now I'm like, structure, y'all. Structure is very, very important. The stages of a trader, right? Structure is very, very important. You know, but understanding the imbalance, the kind of imbalance we have, where that imbalance is placed, what the objective of that imbalance is, you know, that comes with time, that comes with skill, that comes with, you know, experience, that you've been in the market and you've seen this happen enough to trust that, you know, trust what the market is giving you and following it through. Did you use prop? Yeah, Apex, but I think I'm going back to my regular account, only because I don't want to be associated with, you know, the stuff that's currently going on in the prop space. Listen, I took $600 to like hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, just from $600 with high leverage. I started making $1,000 a day before I even knew any of this detailed stuff that I'm trading here. I was trading trend lines on oil. That's it. Just taking trend line breaks. Oil was great for that. Why? Because oil always broke a trend line. And I'm not telling anybody to trade with trend lines. It's a very stressful way of trading. But oil always broke a trend line either in the morning time or in the afternoon time. We always broke a trend line in the morning or the afternoon. So I was actually able to, you know, be able to become profitable pretty quickly just timing the trend line breaks. I used to have trend lines for everything. I used to have a 15-minute trend line, an hourly trend line, a 4-hour trend line, a daily trend line, a weekly trend line, and I would just use all of them to where they meet down to the lowest time frame, and then you see a breakout of the other way of one of the higher time frame ones. So I was using that without. It was a way that I kind of understood the market worked with each other from a higher time frame to a lower time frame. But I wasn't using that with structure. Once I learned structure, I was like, oh, it's a wrap. This is, you know, everything is easy. It makes no sense to go back to anything at all. But that's what oil did every day. That was my lack of knowledge around trading, but I was still pulling out money out of the market. So, you know, I end up feeling like that was too stressful. That would take too long to learn, you know, or it just every day felt like a very difficult day that I was approaching the market. It felt so exhausting because I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like if I lose today, then, you know, it's not going to be good or whatever it is. Like I had this anxiety around a strategy that had a very low win rate. Now, trend lines do have a very low win rate, but if you time it and wait for it and you know the pair that you are trading, and you wait for the behavior of the pair that you're trading around that particular trend line you're using, you can make it profitable. But it's still so much more stressful than just trading the stuff that I teach here. So, I moved away from that. But that was all I had. Video 1. That's it. Nothing else. I didn't have anything else. So the people clamoring about, oh, shorter videos. Oh, but what about this? Oh, but what about that? How about you teach this? Why don't you do that? Where are your other videos? That. You hear that all the time. And it's like the stuff that I used to save myself and my family is in one video. You guys have 11 with 30 hours and somebody telling you piece by piece as is happening. That's spoiled, baby. That's spoiled. Man, that is spoiled. But I don't have 30 hours, dude. Listen, if you don't have 30 hours, then that means that you must be terminal. And if you are terminal, then give your heart to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ so you could open up your eyes on the other side of this world where you'd be comforted, where you'd find joy, peace. Like if you terminal, make sure you do that. And if you're not terminal, it won't hurt you either. Try him. It won't hurt you either. But the material there, it's so fine tuned to like give you what you need to look for if you just wait. If you just wait. And it works out that way. So I would just tell people that you have enough, you have enough. There's enough there. I know that for a fact. I know there's enough there. I know that. I was very, very particular with marking out certain things. Even in video 1, you'll see me mark out something and I wasn't sure, and I'm like, hold on, is it? No, it's that. It's fine. It's that. You see me making the decision there as to whether I believe in Price doing this particular thing or not, The erasing of the drawings take up to 20 minutes for each video. Well, great thing about those videos that there's no drawings there, so I don't all the drawing y'all see me do with this, like y'all see me drawing out all of this, like all of that. I'm like, yeah, we probably gonna go up there. Then you see us tap right into there. Then when we get down here, you can see us, do another thing down here after we take that wick in there. You see us skate back up there, and then if Price doesn't take out that high up there, then you can see it drop back below. You guys see all of that, and you don't understand it because you don't have the knowledge yet to understand. The knowledge is in the playlist, not in another video, not in someone's notes. It's in the playlist. So you're never going to be able to understand this at all unless you actually watch the playlist. So if you don't want to watch it, if you feel like you don't need it, then don't trade this system either, because you're going to end up losing confidence in yourself. Do not trade something that you don't want to fully learn, because then you're going to harshly judge yourself. You're going to harshly judge yourself for not getting it right and for losing, when you should judge yourself for not having enough discipline to sit there and learn, not judging yourself for being a bad trader. You're not a bad trader. You're not a bad trader. You're a bad listener and you don't follow instructions. But we have a fix for that, right? It's called a trade plan. Many of us are here because we don't want to follow the instructions out there in the world. Because those instructions you'd be insane to, you gotta ask to use the bathroom and you gotta clock me when I'm using it's insane stuff that goes on in that world. So most of us are here because we want to change our world, and we don't want to have to follow the rules that someone else, whatever string someone else is pulling. Hey Dave, I have watched video 1 multiple times. Should I keep on watching it till I understand candlestick structure fully? When I am on the chart, I catch myself making minor mistakes. So when you're making minor mistakes, just make sure you zoom out. That's it. You zoom out. Most times when we're making minor mistakes, it's literally because we're trying to trade the market, but we're so zoomed in here that we're trying to make decisions with this. Oh, let me just take this long right here because there is this imbalance here. You see price rise up, right? Like that. Now you're like, oh yeah, let me get in, stop behind the imbalance candle. Yeet! Just take your lunch money. And you're like, you know what? I knew this was going down. I should have just ended up shorting it because look, we had this large drop. So, let me just get in right there. Let me just take the draw of the low and let me place my stop right behind here like that. And then you get into a little profit and it's like, oh yeah, I could do this. I'm going to be a trader. Mom, I'm going to buy you that house. That just take you right out again. And unfortunately it's because we just so zoomed in to price. And that's not a way to trade. So zoom out. That's the. You always hear people say, when in doubt, zoom out. Don't zoom out and look for the head and shoulders pattern. We're not saying zoom out and look for the inverse head and shoulders, the inverse barracuda. We're not looking for that. Zoom out meaning that you have tons of different things present here. Tons of different things to gain a narrative as to why you'd be looking for entries within this reason. Tons of things that we have down here to know after we swipe out the low and we trade back into this area. There's an unmitigated portion here that could end up taking them all out here and then trading back up into the range up there. That's what we mean by zooming out, not zoom out and then look for the crab pattern, the celery blade. We're not saying that, and that's just leave that one alone there. So yeah, we want you to zoom out, meaning don't trade so zoomed in. One huge candle while you're zoomed in, seeing one large candle immediately can change your bias as humans. It feels like, oh shoot, get out the way, a car about to come. That's how it feels when we actually on the charts. But if we zoom out, then we're like, yo, you see that car down there, down the street there? Look, it's right there, behind the tree down there. You see that there? Look at that. Now we have a better idea of what's happening, and we don't have to feel rushed to make a decision. You could actually just wait. Yeah, they say when in doubt, zoom out, but they got to know what they're looking for when they zoom out too. I know the videos is long, but I promise you, if you actually put in the time and take notes on what he's actually talking about, you're going to be profitable. Just go in with an open mind. Exactly. And if anybody's joining my mentorship, understand that I have times where I'm very tough on students. I'm very tough because I know when a student is wasting their time. I know when a student is not doing more when they can. I know the mind of the students that I teach. I know the students currently now who are going to make it and who won't. That's an educator. Being able to look at your students and know who has the capacity and who doesn't. Know who needs help and who doesn't. Know who's being lazy and who's not. Those things show up. It's patterns. It's humans. Why do you think we know how to trade this chart every day? Because we see the patterns, the everyday patterns of humans. Likewise, in any other field that you're in, you're going to see everyday patterns in humans too. So you start to see those similarities and it's like, oh, his stop about to get hit. Oh, he about to get margin called. This guy's crazy. I keep saying go back to this video, they won't go back to that video. So it's on them. You can't really force people to do what they should. Like actually sit and learn. You can't force people to do that. There's so many people on Twitter who ask me questions about the stuff that's literally in the playlist. Or they're asking other people questions. Hi, can you tell me if this right there in the videos, why you so lazy? What's wrong with you? Why are you so, English is your first language and you still can't understand? It's right there in the videos. Did you take notes? No, I bet you didn't. Did you watch the whole video? No, I bet you didn't. Did you watch the whole playlist? No, I bet you didn't. But you got the nerve to be asking people about, hey girl, what's up, Ray? How you doing? You got the nerve to be asking people to do something for you that you could do for yourself. That's the issue with the world. And the reason why the world works as efficient as it does is literally because those who manage risk take from those who do not. That's it. That's the whole world. Whether you going for clothing, whether you trying to be in fashion, whether you try to be in music, whatever it is you're trying to be in, you need to understand that the way the world works is that those who manage risk take from those who don't. That's the whole entire world in a sentence. What side do you want to be on? How long have you been trading? Less than 2 years. What do you think about the MyForex Funds prop firm scam? I don't really have an opinion on it. I came up trading unregulated brokers. I didn't have Twitter when I first started trading. I didn't trade with funded accounts. Nothing. I had a great run in Apex. Apex posts all the little stuff that they be paying out. I had a great run with them. But just the prop firm space overall is just becoming too much of a distraction. And the last thing I want is an FTX thing to happen. I had a group last year, and there was a couple people within the group that were affected by the FTX scandal, or whatever this airhead went and did. There's a lot of people that was affected by that was in my group. So I would have felt even worse had I recommended that people actually use that broker or whatever it is. So I would only speak based on the experience I have with the said things that I have endorsed in the past. I have experience with Henko. I have experience with what's the name of this? Bitrue, the crypto exchange, with KuCoin. I have experience with that, with Coinbase, with all these different, other platforms. I have experience with it, with the funded platforms. I have experience with those things. So, because I have experience with those things, I'm going to tell people what my experience is and what factors they should weigh when involving themselves in, a platform like that or a business like that or whatever it is. So I can't really speak on my funded my Forex funds and that situation. Obviously they're operating in a gray area of a market. All prop firms are. It's a gray area that they're operating in, and if regulations come down, I don't think it's going to go away. It's just that the people who have the ability to follow what those regulations set forth, then they'll be the major players in the market. Prices will get higher because it will push out a lot of those low price, plans to get consumers where, just a handful of companies will dominate the market. If they choose not to do away with it. But that's, another thing. So I really don't have much to say about that other than people need to just do their research, read. And as far as I know that people don't read. Clearly people won't read or watch anything. So, you guys got to make sure you do your due diligence on anything that you're listening to. I don't care if it's me. If I tell you a wick is not a breaker structure and a body's a breaker structure, go and back test how much more likely it is to take a trade using the wick as a break for a continuation of wherever price is going based on whatever you're currently watching versus taking a body and waiting for that. Go and back test that. Back test the things that I said. Don't take them as truth. Even I could be wrong. Don't do that. Don't put that in somebody else's hands for you to feel safe from whatever it is because someone else said something. No. You got to know it for yourself. You got to see it for yourself. You got to see it till you can't unsee it. And, Dave, can you talk about the origin of the move and when to expect it to come back or not? That's a very long and drawn out question that I would essentially have an answer for, but I teach that in the playlist as well, in the free playlist on YouTube here. So just make sure you take notes while you're watching the playlist, and you'll see that any question that you do have, you'll see it show up in your notes, because I'm telling you, if you get something to transcribe it, whatever it is, it's all going to be there. Every single question that you have is all going to be there. I added other videos there just to help supplement what you guys would already learn and catch you guys up a bit, to be able to, when you come into the group, now you're up to speed, and now you can take part in the other things that other people are learning. So it's very, very, very important to be able to watch that watch those videos, because I explain those things. Like when I talk about Price doing something over and over and over again, that means that, you know, I'm explaining it over and over again because it's happening over and over again. One thing that people do not understand, that the entire market, you guys hear me? The entire market from the beginning of mankind, y'all hear me? The entire market from the beginning of mankind is in video one. Now, I get that all the other videos help to supplement different things for you guys, but the entire market, the whole market, the way the entire market moves, the way the whole entire market that millions and millions and millions of people have lost, and probably billions already, the entire market is video one. That's it, nothing else. So, and swing points, that's video one too. You know, like a lot of people do not understand that I'm teaching one thing a bunch of different ways to help each person that might need to hear that explanation of it. I might be able to help them with this explanation versus that explanation. I might be able to show it to them this way versus that way. You see, you heard what Frank said earlier? He said sometimes it may not look like it on the 1 minute, but you realize that it is it on the higher time frame, and you're a part of that higher time frame move. Beautiful, beautiful deducement of that. Yes, that's exactly what the playlist teaches you. But I go from video one saying, here's it on candlestick structure. Here's the wicks. This is showing that it's that on the second time frame. Here's this that it's on this time frame. Here's the one that's on the time frame above us. Here's the one that's above that one. I'm literally saying that over and over and over again for 30 hours. That's crazy, right? For 30 hours, I'm saying the same thing over and over again. So it really would show that if people are watching 30 hours of something being said so many times the same exact way, you know, at some point they would catch it if they've actually been exposing themselves to the material. If they haven't, then you'll know it based on the questions that are asked. Because it's like, dude, you paid money to come into this group, and your subscription started, and you could have just, why is no one here helping me? There's no support in here. You know, like, you absolutely not. There's plenty of support. There's no support for laziness. There's no support for not following instructions. Yeah, you won't get support for that. That's how the thing is. We're creating independent traders, independent thinkers. You don't need me to trade. You do not need me to see the market. You will see it for yourself, but you need a framework to start with. What is that framework? The free videos. This there. Right? So you see where we got that balance from, y'all? I know I've been chatting away. We've just been looking at this equal high up here, but you see, didn't we mark this little red thing out here? Is it right here at the top of it? Get a little to the top side like that. Oh, these candles are a bit smaller than earlier, but I guess that's just because of lunchtime. So yeah, I think that this video was the bomb.com. I think this like what I've been saying here, the question I've been answering here, is very fruitful. Very fruitful discussion. You had somebody that came in here earlier and said something about you know, ICT is better than you, you're trash or something like that. You know, like, Yeah, that's okay. We tend to get stuff like that in the Discord all the time, but not in Discord, on YouTube all the time, but it's fine. We still power through that. We get rid of them, wrap them up every now and again. I'm gonna respond because what you guys need to understand. Ooh, Steam, beautiful trades. I'm looking at Discord here. That's $4,000 on the day. Love that. So are you close to passing your challenge? Dang. Look at that, halfway through in 2 days. What people have to understand in this world is that if you're gonna put it out, you need to be able to get it back. You need to be comfortable with getting it back. That's it. If you're gonna put it out that way, you need to be comfortable with getting it back. That's all. So if you want people to be nice to you, then give off that, give off that energy of being kind and nice to people, and it'll come back to you. But if you're on the other side of things, then no wonder your life's so chaotic, huh? So, you have nothing to do with ICT. Watch both a long time. Hey, some people watched it in 30 seconds. Some people were like, "Yep, that's ICT." 30 seconds. They knew his work so much that they saw it immediately in 30 seconds. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Immediately they saw it. Watching your playlist all the way from Kenya. Thanks for the great content. Hey, beautiful, beautiful. Love to hear that. And listen, I know you're out there in Kenya. Make sure you download it. Have an offline storage for it or something like that. You just don't want, certain things to affect your ability to learn. There was one guy when I first started trading. His name was Sean Jakes in South Africa. He would take notes even during power outages. He would be looking over his notes, and then when the power would come back up, he would go and take another video and transcribe it, and then print out, or take screenshots of certain pictures with fresh charts to be able to annotate them based on the stuff that he wrote down in his notebook. And that was when he was having a ton of power outages that was happening. So he still found a way to get through, those hardships. Mentorship open for a while. Mentorship was open since the beginning of the year, since January. Everyone announces straight to the point and broken down differently. I'd put Dave easier to comprehend in ICT. Yes, definitely. I'd definitely put that too. I'd say that as well. Definitely. You're gonna watch the playlist on 5 times speed. I'm like, 5 times speed. Yo, he almost got me with that one. Backtesting and the playlist. You've got to give ample time for the concepts to stick in your brain. Exactly. Yes. And you see, I said in your brain, and his thing says in your mind. Yes, brain is the. Yes, you need to give it time, but you need to spend time doing it. Y'all act like y'all in a relationship with the video. Y'all know them tails y'all be chasing. Act like, like something. Act like it's going to save your life. Study like it's going to save your life. Do something, but don't do nothing. You can't. Don't sit there and not do anything. You got to do something. You got to spend money to make money, right? You got to spend time to make time, right? It's all making sense now, right? So yeah, just make sure you guys are diligently applying yourself, and you'll be good here. It's a great place to be. It's a great place to learn in. I'm always given like hours and hours and hours on end of hours and hours on end of work, of time, of just like explanations, make sure that, obviously I gotta, curb the powerful words I use at times. Listen, when I got punished as a kid, my punishment was reading the encyclopedia and the dictionary. That was my punishment. We were too poor to even have books. They're crazy. My parents, they out of their mind. Why y'all ain't wait till we were rich before you had us? But things happen in life. But my my punishment was reading the encyclopedia and reading the dictionary. So at times I could end up using words that sound like very, like very powerful or ancient or whatever, and it's literally because I mean, of course, y'all know. Come on, y'all was probably on punishment all the time. Y'all know. That's why y'all here. That's why y'all here. Y'all don't want to follow the rules out there. I know. Trust me, I know. So, I was on punishment a lot for speaking up and just being authentic to my mom, to my brothers. Just being who I was. I didn't stand for injustice. I didn't like when people were taken advantage of. I was the guy that beat up the bullies in high school because they were bullying people. Like that's the type of child I was. So because I was very outspoken in environments where my parents were like, don't speak back to me, and I'm like, well, this is the truth. You don't like the truth? It's in the same Bible you read. What are you talking about? Parents hate that. Ooh, you bring up their religion against them. Oh my gosh, that you called them a name when you did that. That's how they feel. So I would always just speak up, for others who wouldn't speak up for themselves. So I had a very tumultuous childhood, but that was my punishment. So I use words, and people often misinterpret it as me being harsh or me being sharp with my tongue and all that other stuff. And I'm like, no, it's just me being undereducated, just me being miseducated. I need to find a softer way to say this, because the dictionary, when I was, 9.5, I remember that somebody says something on the TV, and somebody says something about his mama, and this was the word he used. He said heifer, so I went to look for Sorry. Let me, sometimes the mental health take over and just like mess up everything. But, I hope that you guys were able to get some stuff out of this video. Been talking here pretty long. I have watched the master class at 1.75 speed. Now that's where you went wrong, EPM. 175 speed. If you had to perform surgery on somebody tomorrow, would you watch that entire material on operating on that particular part of the body? Would you watch that on 1.75 times speed, whatever the number was? Would you watch that? Absolutely not. So don't approach detailed, masterful, work, descriptive work with just speeding it up. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna learn some things, and other things you're gonna struggle on, because the struggling part of it is just gonna come from what? Not listening to the way you should go through it. So even if I have said in the past that you guys can speed it up, I need you to know that if you do speed it up, you're going to miss a lot. That's why people don't take notes, or people don't like taking notes. It's a lot of stuff. You see the contrarian? You see what the contrarian just said? Lots of pausing, screen scraps, note taking. Amazing. But look at this, I said this before that. 1.5 times is perfect. All right. And where you place that stop, that marker going to be like, over risking and under protect. I'm about to go at that 1.5 times speed. Y'all see that stop loss there? Delicious. It's gonna have its way with you, because you can't sit still. So you got to make sure that you watch that on the proper speed. All right. Haven't left the house in a week consuming all your content. Thank you for everything. Hey, listen, that's beautiful. That's the work ethic you need. Hey, 0.5, that's fine. Listen, if your stop get hit at 1.5 or 0.5, it still got hit anyway. So you want to make sure that you're watching that in very, very normal speed. Some people might even have to slow it down because it's so much detail. It's so much detail. Show the results of what? Anytime I see people come in with the ICT name, I'm like, Who sent you? Which side of the crew are you here from? You. What side are you from? You from Romeo's side or you from Kit's side? Which one? You got some jokers in the middle there, but you. What side you come from? With the. Nah, I love Romeo and everything he does. I know, a lot of people have issues, with his delivery of things or just himself, his personality. Listen, he's not teaching y'all to be friends with y'all. He's teaching y'all to actually help y'all. And whatever his delivery is, if his work shows itself in a way that is far beyond a lot of other people out there, that's the teacher you want to bite the bullet on and actually follow what it is that they say, especially with the turtle soup thing. He's very, very great with that. That's the teacher you want to follow to be able to, teach you ICTs stuff. Y'all hear me? Teach you ICTs. That's what I said. There's only a few of them. There's only a handful. I don't have a lot of people. I'll give you like a very short list right now. It's Ali Khan that's at the top of the top of the top. Then we got Romeo. Deep Santerno, he's in there too, but he something wrong up there. You also got Jade as well as Omar. Quality analysis that they give. Even if they do get clapped, we all get clapped on our stops. We all end up doing some DJing stuff that cost us at times. There's the nature of the game. But I'm talking about people who are like fine-tuned with the work that comes from that man. There's only a handful of them. So don't get caught in the branding of the smart money thing to where people are teaching you stuff that do not make sense. I see streamers all the time have SMC in their title, and they're shorting at the bottom of an imbalance. They might be down here. Let me see this. Yeah, they might be down here, and they're shorting at the bottom of an imbalance down here. All right, guys, that looks like, we're good here. It began to break the lows. Once we see the lows broken, then we got the clean candle to the left first. Well, I ain't never hit no clean candle and nothing ICT be talking about. But they got, smart money in their stuff, and they chasing lows. They're chasing the break. That's a breakout trader. That's not SMC. They just probably got SMC there because it's going to attract a lot of people to come into the live stream. But SMC is not trading against something that SMC teaches you to look out for, so you just want to be careful with that. Yeah, they chase lows even down here. They see this breaking down and they chasing lows right above an imbalance, and they're looking to take it lower and draw out the liquidity here at the low. And what do they end up getting? Stop loss ran above the highs. Skabeep. Like that, you see? And then what? Does it actually go their way after? Like, you gotta, again, do your research. I know it's very difficult to tell somebody do your research and they don't even know where to start. I completely understand that. But that means that you wait on, that's the time you wait on your hands. That's the time you sit and wait. You watch somebody, observe them. Observe that they've been coming in here every single day, showing the same thing, doing the same thing, showing the same setups, understanding the same kind of market that we say move the same way each and every day over and over, right? You see somebody like that, you see somebody calling price, you see somebody understanding the flow of price, that's who you learn from. They're consistent. That's who you learn from. So regardless of whether Romeo's a villain or not to other people, that's somebody that's super consistent. And you're not learning his concepts to marry him. You're learning the concepts that he's teaching to be able to change your life, right? So you shouldn't be, as judgmental about who a person chooses to be or whatever it is they choose to be, more than you are about your situation and how it needs to change. So there's just a little, snippet for y'all there. Yes, Profitable Loser. The reason why I didn't mention him is because Profitable Loser, he's not an ICT trader. So I was talking about ICT traders. But if you're talking about one trader that I recommend you watch their stuff and you could immediately get some substance from and learn, and I'm saying immediately, that's what I'm saying. I think you could immediately. I teach about the depths of the market, each candle, each area for that price taps into it, and what it's responsible for, what it does. I'm teaching about those things. The other dude, Profitable Loser, he just have one bullet inside of his gun, and he take that shot, and it just he spent enough time refining that model that he has that is just literally you plug and play. That's it. So if I'm talking about something simple and fruitful that's immediate, Profitable Loser is the guy I would recommend to anybody, everybody. SPX about to hit. So, hey, look at that. You see? Look at that. All one. Agree, disagree. If you put MMXM in the seconds chart, you'll see the magic. So yes, I mean that's true. I know that. Oh, that's another guy that I didn't mention. Yes, his material is pretty good too, and T-Trades. So those are ICT people though. Like this ICT's crew. There's not, anything outside of that. If people are moving away from that, then it may not be too conducive to follow that from other minds. If you can't even sit still and follow it from the creator, I wouldn't trust other people to deliver to me something that the author, who at times people can talk bad about, I would not trust somebody, delivering to me their concepts or the validity of their concepts even, simply because of running into issues that they're just going to tell you, go and back test. No, the answer should be in the material. There's not going back test. There's no going back test there. The answer should be right there. You should be able to point right to it, and the answer should be there for you. There's no going back test. Go and figure it out yourself. No, that's not the way that it works. So, thinking ICT TGIF. What is that on the weekly time frame? The TGIF? Is that it? Ooh, look at how they just bought it right back up in here. That's crazy. That's crazy. They bought that right back up. Swipe the weekly high. Now we're going into a weekly imbalance. What news is next week? We got any news next week? I'll probably give you all a top down later in the week or something. Yeah, so you guys see how we're still bullish? See how anybody's shorting against this? They are very, very impulsive and they need to work on things. Because video one literally says lows, right? Lows, right? Lows, right? Lows, right? Lows, right? Lows, right? Right? That's what video one teaches. Right? So remember, we have mentioned that as we were slowly making our way up here, that we have no lows violated. So this extension is still occurring while everybody's trying to find a short to the left. Why? There's no, it hasn't given us anything. In fact, even when it does, you see how it dropped below this low, took out that low, tapped back in, shorted down below, and then what? Traded up above the previous high and then fell down there. Yo, I got an alert somewhere. 30% of the higher time frame zone on what time frame? Oh, I told y'all about this, right? Did we say 120 something? I think that's what we said, 125 or something like that. Look at me. Look at this. Y'all see this alert right here? Yeah, that's right. That's what I was expecting. I forgot I set this alert here. But you see how I'm still on the right side of the market? Even in my alert not there, I'm still understanding that I'm trading what I see. So if my alert from my bias is set somewhere else, I'm not holding that bias for every single trade that I'm taking. Imagine if I held that bias for NFP and went to take a long into NFP going into the weekly area, and then what? Whoops. And we've just been buying up ever since. I don't know what those numbers look like. I have no idea. I'm going to read all of that and watch all of that after I'm done. I don't care about this stuff. I don't care about sentiment. I don't care about none of that. The news is in the charts. On everything you can trade, the news is in the charts. And you can find it if you just search the charts. There's structure on everything. Structure on interest rates. How did I know they were going to... What was... what is it? The federal funds rate. Here we go. Y'all see me charting the federal funds rate? Y'all see me charting the federal funds rate? Yo. So yes, this is the Fed's rate hiking. We charted rate hikes. Like we don't trade this, but we know we can chart anything. It's a chart, for God's sakes, it's a chart. It's a chart. Of course we know we mitigated this area below. We coming right back to it, but what? We usually reject from it and then what? Take out the high of it. We looking for higher for longer? Is Jimmy Powell correct? Yes, he is. So it's areas on everything. Go start looking at corn. Look at cattle. Look how much the cows cost as a whole. The large cattle, the feeder cattle. Look, you can chart everything. Every single thing you can chart. Everything. So that should be more than enough to put some pep in you guys' step to be able to go and follow that. So, you know, I hope you guys, I always say, I hope you guys learn something, right? I always say that, they go teach in another 30 minutes, right? But no, for real, I do hope you guys got something out of this. This is my second to last stream for the year. And I hope to see what the new year awaits for you guys. So let me give y'all my benediction. And we're going to pick ourselves back up next week. And we'll be here at the same time. My bad. No, I'm not sorry actually. But I'll see you guys soon. I hope you guys were able to get through the ranting part of it and actually like get the quality of the material given here. You know, do appreciate you guys for coming out as always. And I should see you guys real soon, alright? I'll catch up with y'all. Peace out. Later.